Hello?
Now, Impact.
You said it talks too much. I said it could be a radio host. You get nothing on that.
Fuck us.
Why don't you keep...
You're right.
Lengthy period of time right at the I-25 interchange. Now all lanes are
Why don't you, have AI fill in for you. Seriously.
Okay, I'm going to do that.
on the front. Volume fairly light, although we have a couple of slow spots. Southbound 25 coming into downtown. I-70 from Quebec back to Brighton, and 270 is still a little sluggish also. With traffic, I'm Jonathan Steele.
This report is sponsored by Blindster.com.
Hi, I'm Kyle from Blindster.com. If you price custom blinds at a retail store, you know how expensive they can be. At Blindster, we do things differently. You measure at home, install yourself, and save big on custom blinds. Plus, we guarantee they'll fit. Blindster.com.
Want the absolute best prices on bathroom remodels and walk-in showers? Go to discountbath.com. Get rid of that old ugly tub. Convert it to a beautiful walk-in shower. Just $98.88. Custom designed for your preferences. Lifetime warranty. No maintenance. And get the best price on your whole bathroom remodel by email using your smartphone cam. Go to discountbath.com for details. That's discountbath.com. Or 720-979-2322.
Facing a job loss? Considering a pension buyout, a severance package, or what to do with your 401k? Hi, I'm Linda Gardner, host of Your Money, Your Retirement, and I can help. 720-488-8604. That's 720-488-8604.
Hi, Dan Cicchini. For custom kitchens or cabinet refacing done right, go to drhi.com. Great cash incentives or a special financing rate of 0% APR with 72 equal monthly payments with approved credit. Call for details, 800-362-8370.
You'll use the radio in your car more than anything else. When buying a new car, make sure the AM/FM is simple, clear, and convenient.
Keep your retirement money safe at mymoneymyway.com.
Here's what's happening.
A big day for world peace.
A 2-week ceasefire with Iran.
The ceasefire's a pause.
The terms of the ceasefire.
Open up the straits.
Check in often.
We'll be hanging around.
Bringing you the names you know. Ryan Schuling.
Ryan, thank you for having Lauren Boebert on like you do. All of these guys, Brockler and the rest of them. It's just been great.
Mornings 6 to 10 on Denver's Talk Station, 630 KHOW.
Ripped off, bad news. You need advice so you don't have to lose. We'll come running just as fast as we can. Troubleshooter's gonna help the common man.
This is the Troubleshooter Show. Now, Tom Martino.
Hey, I'm Tom Martino. Do I have Major Marc Mager?
What is going on,
What
Thomas?
is on your mind, Major Marc? Let's get people to call. Matthew's on the line. We'll get to him in a second. What is on your mind?
Well, once again, Iran. I wonder if they're up to no good again. Apparently, they're trying to charge tolls to go through the strait. I wonder if we're going to be firebombing them again. I just have no idea.
See, Mark is our political animal. He stays on top of that. In fact, years ago, he used to fill in on KOA. I swear to God, I used to laugh my ass off. I always told Mark, you're missing your mark, Mark. You can no, I'm serious. I mean, he had me so pissed off one night when it was Gore and what was it, the tie, and they didn't know who was president.
Hanging Chads.
Oh my God, it was one of your classic shows. But you know, of course, Mark has been helping me for years and years as a consumer advocate. But his real forte is keeping track of the world. And I used to laugh at him, and I always tell him, Mark, you should do some open talk, except I don't want to lose him. Anyway, welcome. Let's talk to Matthew Groves. He is the CEO of the Colorado Dealers Association, talking about the auto show. They used to say, you ought to go. I just want to ask Matt. Matt, you are the CEO of the Colorado, is it the Colorado Automobile Dealers Association? Is it the one that Bill Barrow used to be with?
That's correct. He was the predecessor to my predecessor.
I used to go round and round with Bill Barrow. It was so much fun. One time he had me speak at the annual meeting, and it was the funniest thing in the world. What these guys did, what they did is put literally a target on the back of my jacket. and it was like a Target, and he said, Tom, he introduced me and he says, turn around, let the crowd see the real Tom Martino. And they all start laughing. They had put a Target on the back of my jacket. It was a funny story. Anyway, may I ask, is Bill still around? I mean, I hope he's doing well, or is he deceased, or what is he? I don't know. He was a little older than me. Is he around?
I do not believe so. I will say I came in 2017, which was 9 years ago now, and I never had the opportunity to meet him.
Okay. Yeah, he was quite a bit older than me, and I'm an old fart right now, 72. So, you know what, though? I will tell you this, and I mean this sincerely. The auto business, oh my God, has it cleaned up over the years? Oh, it really, truly. I mean, back in the day, years and years ago, everyone had the tower and the binoculars and the take the keys, tell them you're evaluating the trade, keep them there as long as possible. I mean, it was or tell them you need to see their license. There were little tricks. I mean, this was years ago, okay? And it came out of the horse trading days. But the industry is totally different nowadays. You know why, Matt? People are smart. When they walk in, they know what they're buying. They've done all of their research. They know what the dealer paid for the car. They know what the profit margins are. Do you think it's a whole different world? A whole different world, even from the time you came in?
It's absolutely a different world. And I'll tell you, not only do we have, diligent government regulators, but there's a whole nother tier of regulation on us. All of our 271 dealers are franchised with a major manufacturer. And if indication gets back to the manufacturer that you're damaging the brand, they will take away your franchise.
I looked up some stats. CSI, Customer Satisfaction Index, across the board is improving in every single brand, bar none. Every single brand. So, I'm telling you that basically it's a new world. It is a new world. Now, I'm not saying that there aren't some sleazy used car dealers here or there. You're going to find that. But I think another thing you're going to find, Matthew, and we will talk about the auto show, I promise you. I think you're finding a lot of cars running longer and people buying cars with a lot more miles on them than they used to save money. And that by its sheer nature is going to bring up more problems. What do you think is the biggest challenge facing car dealers today?
I think there's a couple of them. Affordability is always going to be a top issue, right? New cars are expensive, and that is in part because we've been dumping so much research and development money into making them more fuel efficient, to making them more convenient, to making them safer. But like you said, they're lasting longer and longer. The average age of a car in Colorado is almost 13 years. And so, one of the ways that people have sort of adapted to this affordability is by making longer loans. I see loans now that go up to 84 months, which is, significantly longer than your standard 60-month loan.
Wow.
But at the end of the day, it, one, brings the monthly price tag down, and two, the cars will last that long. We're not getting rid of cars nearly as early as we used to, and you're hearing a lot of people, even who bought cars 20 years ago, saying, I've got 250,000 miles on this thing, and it's still going strong. That happens especially with well-regarded cars that have sort of a cultish following, like Jeep and Subaru and Toyota 4Runners, and people who just will not let go of that car. It's sort of indicative of not only is it reliability, it's just a love relationship that people have with their vehicle.
And Matthew, one thing I've noticed, and I think you probably know it, like I think there's a guy, I forget what state it is, he sells more Dodge trucks than anyone in the country. You have a mobile population now. They move and they look on the internet, and there's no respect for market area anymore. It used to be, if you're in Denver and you buy a Chevrolet, you went to Burt Chevrolet, but in the day you had market areas and it was respected. Consumers didn't travel. Not only did they not travel, they had no idea what the inventory was across the state, across the United States. Now they can pluck inventory from a state 1,500 miles away and have the car delivered. So it's really a challenge, isn't it? I mean, truly it is.
Well, you know what I would say is, yes, there are vastly more options available, especially with the advent of the internet. You can just go on and see exactly what is where and where you would have to go to find exactly what you want. I'd say one of the risks we have in that, especially with car delivery services or direct from manufacturer sales, is that in those instances, there is no advocate for the consumer. You get what they deliver to you, and if that's not a perfectly functioning car, then you're in a tough spot, right? You're calling back to an 800 number trying to get somebody to take your call. We do encourage folks to go and see their local dealer and have that relationship, so if something is wrong and you're delivered a lemon or something along those lines, the dealer can advocate for you to help make you whole.
Okay, now, I have a question for you, okay? I think a challenge, and I want to know where you think the industry is going. I think Tesla they successfully did the model of direct to the consumer, but I always felt, I bought one for my son, I always felt a little disconnected, and I always liked the dealer model because I could complain or talk to a dealer or say, listen, can you get me in here, get me in there? And with Tesla, everything's email or electronic, and I don't get that personalized touch. Do you think in the future, and I know this is a touchy subject, do you think automobile dealers maybe it might turn out to be a thing of the past? I mean, will we go direct to the manufacturer? What do you think?
You know, I don't think that we will. I think Tesla's kind of a unicorn in the sense that they were well-funded enough that they could do this for 10 years before they ever made money selling cars, right? But if you look at the stocks of all of the other direct-to-consumer folks, Fisker's already out of business. Rivian is down almost 10x from what they were at their height. Lucid is down. People want that relationship because as many car enthusiasts as we have, there's a number of people who don't want to get into the weeds on their car and they just want to go to their local dealer and say, here are my needs. What can you do for me?
That's I feel that way. I do feel that way. I don't want, I mean, you know, there is some benefits sometimes direct from the manufacturer, maybe, but I like having that service department I can talk to and say, hey, Joe, that's acting up again. Or you know, my wife had a light come on with her Mercedes. She drove up to down to on Colorado Boulevard there. They took her right in and said, oh, here's what it is. I mean, it's like you get to talk to someone, and I hope that doesn't go away. Listen, speaking of going away, I want you to stay here. We're going to talk about the car show next. I just have to take a quick break, but I want to ask you something. Is it still a family affair? You know, in the day, we had all the families that would pass it down to their kids. And a lot of these dealers had heritage in families. Are you seeing that now, or are you seeing more private equity or corporations? Are we getting away from the family traditions of owning dealerships?
You know, there's two different answers for Colorado and everywhere else. Yes, consolidation is happening, and publicly owned companies are a big buyer in that. Colorado's played great defense in that. A number of our growing groups are still located right here in Colorado. And so unlike, say, Arizona, where they're almost 75% publicly traded, I think we are less than 45%. And we still have a number of families on billboards that you would recognize the names from watching the commercials in the 90s and early 2000s.
The Paynes come to mind. What great people they are. I mean,
how about McDonald?
Yep.
That group is insane. I have bought so many cars from them, Tom. I love that group.
Yes. And so you have McDonald's, you have a Payne, is Emick, I don't know if Emick is name alone, but Emick, and then you had the Champ family.
Yeah.
Oh my God. Phil Long. I mean,
all of them are still here in the third and fourth generations.
That's really cool. I think that is to be respected. Okay, I'm going to take a quick break. We're going to talk more about the car show and why you should go. I want to tell you first, this hour brought to you by Frank Duran, therealestateman.com. If you're looking to sell your house, find out first, what will it sell for? He can tell you. He can tell you based on 30 years of experience. He'll do a free market analysis. And listen, there is no obligation to list. You can find out what you can sell that house for. Frank Duran, therealestateman.com, 303-920-1622.
Yep.
Some companies start with a business plan. Watson Watch started with a purpose. A small team of watch lovers who couldn't find the perfect field watch. So they built it by hand in small batches with the kind of intention you can feel every time you check the time. If you want a watch that's more than a fashion logo, one built by people who actually love this craft, you'll find it at watsonwatch.com. Watson Watch. Purpose built. Small batch. Explore the collection now at watsonwatch.com. WASSON watch.com. Take 10% off any watch. Use code KHOW at checkout.
You know, my friend Barry Miller started Vestera Turnkey because what he wanted to do is help people become landlords in great markets. By helping them buy homes, they're buying brokers. They also help you manage those homes with their affiliate managers, and they help you with everyday details of having a rental. Then when it comes time to sell it, you sell it for an upside on the equity. It's an equity play, really, more than a rent play, but they help you with guidance through every stage. If you want to be part of it, find out more where they find you homes in great markets and babysit the whole thing. MyBiggestReturn.com. MyBiggestReturn.com. Solar is alive and well. A lot of people don't think so because residential incentives have gone away, but there are still many incentives for commercial systems. Well, what does that mean? What it means is that you can get a commercial system if you're a landlord. Put it on a house you rent out, a duplex, a triplex, an apartment house. You can actually get the government to pay 70 to 90% of it if you have a business or if you're a landlord. Then you can sell power back to the end users and make a profit on the power and still save them money. You make money in two ways: getting the government to help you pay for it, and then selling the power, and then using the power yourself. To find out more, go to the Commercial Solar Experts Alliance Roof and Solar. Remember that name, Alliance Roof and Solar, 303-704-2449.
All right. I like that you did the grandpa thing to the auto guy.
What do you mean?
What was that?
Yeah. Is that the place where old Bill Barr used to work? Oh, my God, I go way back with that fella. That was good.
Shut the
I do that, too.
That's going in my lawsuit.
Oh, yeah, well, good luck. You're going to sit there in front of the judge and spin a yarn, and he's going to have you freaking castrated and thrown in a well.
I'm going to sue Brenda. I'm just kidding.
Again?
I shouldn't
How about that deal, huh?
I shouldn't joke, man. That's terrible. It's terrible.
It's terribly funny. But it is something when they get the big fish, right? Makes all the little fish nervous.
What is going on? Anything else we should know about?
Not that I'm aware of.
Okay.
As a matter of fact, I am leaving right now to record with McDonald Auto.
Really?
Yeah, since Tom Harper died and AJ is observing some sort of
Tom
oil
Harper?
in a lamp.
You're kidding about Tom Harper.
No, but he left.
Yeah,
on his 65th birthday. I saw him drive.
Don't say shit like that. He died.
Oh, shut up! Just because your pinball machine is into extra,
Just because I'm on later innings.
Do you remember the pinball machine you'd be playing and that rod would come up and give you an extra game?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Up.
There you go.
I'm on borrowed time. That's for damn sure.
That'll be fine. I saw Tom drive off on his 65th birthday, and I was like, wonder if that's going to affect me. Yes, it does. God damn it. And AJ is out observing how long oil lasted in a lamp or whatever the hell that religion does.
That's what AJ just did Excels last week.
Oh, was that? Oh, really?
Yeah.
I like that guy. So I got to go down the hall and do that. So Zach is stepping in. We're going to the bullpen for a lefty. Although I don't really know his politics.
Who's Zach? Oh, Zach's done the show before.
Yeah. Zach Tech. Hey, Martino.
Hey.
Zach sounds thrilled.
Shannon.
How may I help you?
You're... Never mind.
An asshole?
Said it yourself, champion.
podcasts do you handle when you're between shows?
What I do all for Dan Kaplis and then all the KOA sports stuff.
Well, thank you for that.
No problem.
Because I'm just finishing up Ryan here, and I do.
Ryan's our headache to podcast. It's a lot easier now that the AI gives you the free caption.
Yeah. Because I sure wasn't listening to it when it was live.
That's the thing, and then I have to write the thing. I'm like, God, what? Who did he talk to, and what did they talk about again?
The good news is, for me, Ryan does his own
descriptions for those. Yeah,
does his own descriptions
for guests. But if he doesn't have a guest an hour, I'm like, God, what do I write for that?
No, I just do the separate hours. I just skim them.
Hello, I'm Tom Martino, your troubleshooter, talking to Matthew Groves, the CEO of the Colorado Dealers Association, Colorado Automobile Dealers Association. If you guys go to coloradoautoshow.com, you'll find out about the auto show starting on tomorrow, actually. And you can get tickets there. And by the way, half price, no comments, for people over 65. Half price for active military. And scouts in uniform get in free. Children, of course, with their parents. And then, so the tickets are available right now. What can people see? Every year there's something. Is there a big EV presence? What can we see at the auto show, Matt?
Sure. And Tom, if you'll give me just a second on the tickets, I want everybody to know you should never pay more than $16 for our tickets. There are a lot of resellers out there trying to go $45, $55, $75 for our ticket. Do not pay that much. There's no scarcity. We have unlimited tickets. You should not pay more than $16.
Okay, coloradoautoshow.com.
So that's right. And as far as what you're asking, the presence of electric, we've really kind of seen a landslide shift here in the last couple of months, right? At the end of 2024, almost 1 in 3 cars we were selling were electric. And that was largely because of the affordability issue I talked about. There were so many tax credits out there at the state level, at the federal level, even sometimes through your utility provider, that we were watching some leases go out for $9, $19, $29 a month. And so that made a real easy decision to say, this is what works for my budget, even if it's not the car I want at $19.
Yeah.
Who cares if it's ideal, right?
Yeah.
As those tax credits go away, our EV market penetration has just taken a nosedive. We've gone from 31% down to 9.5%. So we're off by 20%.
Wow.
So do we have EVs? Yes, of course we have EVs. There's still 10% of the people who want them, and we will always be able to meet that need. And so you'll see, for instance, Polestar is coming out and doing a test drive, which is maybe one that people are less familiar with. They split off from Volvo. There's a shop in Cherry Creek. It's a great EV, and we encourage people to come drive it, and those options will be available. But I think what we're seeing people move towards right now is pure hybrid, sort of in the sense that you had the old Prius, but a lot of larger models are now coming in a hybrid variant. Those don't have the upfront sticker shock of an electric vehicle, but you're still getting 40 to 45 miles a gallon, so it sort of satisfies that anxiety about the rising price of gas.
And you're going to have all the major brands out there, right?
So it's not all of them. We have 26 manufacturers right now, which is very good showing for us. There are a couple who simply don't do auto shows anymore, and that's not relative to Denver. It's all over the United States. But I think everything that is sort of in the mass market are things that you're going to find with us. Generally, it's the Europeans who we go and ask the dealers, will you come in and backfill the manufacturer? And we've had just an incredible turnout from our dealer body this year. People who want to put the best foot forward for the consumer experience. And I think that the consumer is going to be very satisfied with what they see this year.
Now, is there wheeling and dealing? Can you actually go down there and buy a vehicle? Is there like screaming deals?
So we are not a selling show. You can certainly go and talk to the product display people about what the car can do, the various functions, features, colors, things of that nature. But anytime you want to start talking price or financing or something that would constitute sales activity, they're going to have to send you back to the dealership, because this is, like you said, this is our effort to respect regional marketing areas. And so other dealers don't come in and sell into people's regional marketing areas.
Okay, cool. And so, but you'll certainly get an idea of MSRP, availability, and all of the different models out there. It's a great place to cover so much ground in just one area. I mean, you can go through the convention center, of course, the Colorado Convention Center, 700 14th Street, and see everything you need to see under one roof. I mean, truly. Can you tell me a little bit about the special things like Automezzi, which is the largest Italian exotic car and motorcycle show? They're going to have some fun stuff to see there.
It is. You know, we've had a great cross-partnership going on 3 years now. And so they have a lot of folks who are enthusiasts for Lamborghini, Maserati, Alfa Romeo, and even some of the smaller cars and things like Vespas that you haven't seen in a while. So they put on a great cultural display of cars that are owned by individuals and not necessarily by dealerships. And also we've teamed up with the Morgan Adams Foundation, who does the Concours d'Elegance at Centennial Airport.
Yeah.
So they will have a booth there that is sort of geared towards children and has some activities for the kids. And so we do our very best to make this a family display so that we have places to entertain the kids while you hop in and take a test drive so that you can get your hands on the vehicle and make sure that it's going to be what you need it to be.
Now, Rods and Bods, they rent out. Like, I mean, if you want to rent a car just for fun, you don't want to have to buy one, but you want to use it for an event, a wedding, something, or I mean, they're going to be there. They have some really cool stuff as well.
Yeah, what they do is incredible. I mean, there are things that you just can't find on the mass market. Altered cars, custom cars, hard to find or in rare colors. Really fascinating stuff, and it gives you the opportunity to just sort of dip your toes in the water without making a full 5-year commitment on a finance deal. We also have folks like the Man Cave from Boulder who can come and show you what a car can be. So if you have a sort of a stock car and you want to modify it to meet your needs, then they've got the ability to do that, whether it's a wrap or tinted windows or different tires. Really fascinating stuff and what they're capable of doing with your car.
And the
what is that? What is that? Sorry. It's all right. What is that F1 racing simulator all about?
So I think everybody's seen the movie, right? F1 is one of the most famous racing styles in the entire world. And so this simulator is one that comes out with the Automezzi, and you have the opportunity to actually get behind a virtual car and drive in an F1 race. And I assure you, it is not as easy as you would think it would be to try to retain control of your car at 150, 180 miles an hour.
It looks incredible.
Yeah, it's going to be fun. Also, there are test drives available through the auto show, right? People can arrange for test drives?
Yes, so there are certain manufacturers that are doing test drives, and they're all outdoors. So last year we had an indoor test drive, and that was great because you got to experience the vehicles, but they were all electric, and you had to be with a professional driver. When we go outside, you can actually get behind the wheel and drive it yourself. And so we will have sort of a wide selection of Toyota, Polestar we mentioned earlier, Chrysler, Dodge, Jeep, Ram, Fiat, Alfa Romeo. All of these cars, you can get behind the wheel yourself and just take a trip around sort of the convention center and Ball Arena area and see if that's a car you're interested in.
And by the way, it's from 10 to 9 on Friday and Saturday, 10 to 6 on Sunday, and it starts tomorrow. Tickets are available at ColoradoAutoShow.com. And as he said, the tickets are just $16. You don't have to pay more. You don't have to go to a reseller. There are plenty of tickets available online, ColoradoAutoShow.com. Can you talk a little bit about OVR Outpost? Are you going to have something about outdoor vehicle recreation, or RVs?
Absolutely. They are going to have one of the largest displays in the show, and this is just sort of representative of the Colorado lifestyle. People like getting outdoors. They like getting off the major highways, and there's plenty of ways you can do that, whether that's fifth wheels, campers, full-on RVs. And these folks they're going to have sort of an amalgamation of smaller businesses that are all Colorado local, showing off their best and brightest. I will, sort of painfully admit that I am not as well versed in them as I am in the newer cars, but every year I go out there, and that is sort of a source of awe for me in the things you can get out to. I grew up on the East Coast. I was very much an indoor kid, so being able to to see how they can help you experience the mountains is really a great thing. And then across the way at Subaru, Subaru is always designed as a family car, and they come out and they have a puppy adoption to make sure that your dog can fit in the car comfortably and have all the things that you need so that it's a full family experience. And I will say with kids, the puppies are always one of the biggest draws.
They're actually having adoptions there as part of their Subaru Loves Pets campaign. That's cool. This OVR Outpost is a vehicle, this recreational vehicle thing. It fascinates me what's happening in the RV market. It used to be bigger was always better. You had a 30-foot, 35-foot, 40-foot, 45-foot. Bigger was better. Now they're starting to pack a lot of luxury into smaller units where you can have the convenience of getting into these national parks and not having to lug around a 45-foot motorhome, but have the beauty and comfort. They're putting a lot of stuff into some of these bigger vans, like the Mercedes or the Dodge. They're also doing some beautiful, beautiful trailers. I mean, it's amazing the technology now going into RVs. I can see why you're in awe when you go there. I mean, I'm fascinated by those. So they will have some of those there, some trailers.
Yeah, I think they realized that there was a market for this glamping, right? This really upscale camping activity that people would do out west, and they've just sort of mobilized that experience so you can take it with you wherever you want to go.
Okay, so listen, I appreciate you being on the Colorado Convention Center, 700 14th Street. It's downtown. Everybody knows it. Half price for guests 65 and over, half price for active military. And Scouts in uniform get in free. Kids get in free with an adult, of course, 0 to 16 free. And it's $16 for a ticket. Any parting words, sir?
We look forward to seeing you and helping you find that next car.
Yes. And it's ColoradoAutoShow.com. Matthew Groves, thank you very much for being here. And thank you for the industry, because it truly is, as I said, a totally different industry than it used to be. And makes my job a lot easier. We got more coming up on the Troubleshooter Show. Don't forget, ColoradoAutoShow.com.
You're good. Just whenever. Oh, it doesn't matter. He left. Works out even better for me.
What?
No, you're good, man. It's no
Any traffic, actually. Southbound 25 into downtown seems to be maybe a little sluggish through Spear. Southbound Santa Fe at Mississippi's backed up with construction. US 6 west of Golden up Clear Creek Canyon, still seeing those delays too. If you're heading up to northern Colorado, there is some work going on. It looks like northbound at Meade. This is just north of Longmont. Yeah. It is backed up for northbounders for about 2 miles. With traffic, I'm Jonathan Steele.
This report is sponsored by Red Pilled America.
Have you noticed that conspiracy theories have become an epidemic? This week on Red Pilled America, we uncover the origins behind the epidemic and the media figures amplifying conspiracy theories. Listen to Red Pilled America on the iHeartRadio app. That's Red Pilled America, a storytelling show.
If you want a complete refurbishment of your AC, I'm telling you something here. You will not believe what Fix-It 24/7 does when they do their extreme clean, tune, and check of your AC. It's not just blow and go. They take this thing apart. They spend a couple of hours. They spread out all the parts. They clean every nook and cranny. Did you know dirt and grime, debris, the number one killer or the number one problem and costly breakdowns caused by that? You can get your AC humming like new. FixMyHome.com, book now, or call them 720-526-3939. It would be hundreds of dollars regular retail. They're doing it for $39 for new customers or people who haven't had it done. FixMyHome.com.
Man, I am happy to tell you about the only real...
Wow. Woo. My mouth is so fucking sore.
Yeah, that sounds good out of context. We have like 5
side.
minutes, right?
The whole side was cut.
Okay, I'm just gonna run it back.
Here's...
in less than a week. And if for any reason you need to sell right away, Troy will buy your house for all cash, and it can close in as little as 7 days. Call Troy and get your home sold for the most money. 720-900-4433. Again, that's 720-900-4433. Troy Hansford with RE/MAX Professionals, a Colorado licensed broker. Some restrictions apply.
I'm consumer advocate Tom Martino, and I've seen the wrong way to sell precious metals, tangled necklaces, mismatched earrings, broken watches, coins. The wrong way is not knowing who you can trust. That's why I recommend David Ellis Jewelry on 3rd and Clayton. He'll weigh it and pay it. He'll even buy your fine jewelry and diamonds. I've known him 40 years. It's time you get to know him. 2640 East 3rd Avenue. That's 3rd and Clayton. 303-322-8779. 322-8779.
So quiet.
Yeah. We were just talking behind the scenes about you. Oh.
Excellent.
I walk over to my neighbor's house, and I was like, hey, I just cannot find a flooring company that I just feel good about. And she's like, our neighbor, a good neighbor, he's been in that business for a long time. Maybe you should talk to him. Of course, it's Galaxy.
Galaxy Concrete Coatings is UV resistant and will not yellow. And it's not epoxy. It's 4 times stronger.
Just having the floors tie in with everything, it's perfect. It really is.
Commercial or residential, Galaxy transforms pools, patios, garage floors, driveways in as little as 1 day. And it comes with a lifetime warranty.
If Galaxy could help me with figuring out how to organize my tools, I think the wife would be also happy.
Click on GalaxyConcreteCoatings.com and remember to like us on Facebook. We are out of this world.
Advantage Gold, America's #1 precious metals company, is sounding the alarm that a storm is coming and that now is the time to diversify your portfolio before it's too late. That's why we're offering an emergency gold and silver protection kit valued at $49, absolutely free for anyone who calls today.
I think it's a great. That's a great idea. Home service. It's a great idea. You're really getting into it, right? We're going to talk about it.
Want to do it tax and penalty free? Advantage Gold has helped investors protect and secure their wealth with physical gold and silver since 2014. Call Advantage Gold now at 800-900-8000 and we'll rush your emergency gold and silver kit plus a free copy of Ken Rogoff's book, Our Dollar, Your Problem. See how gold and silver can help you protect and secure your wealth with the help of Advantage Gold. Results vary. Consult your tax advisor before investing. Call 800-900-8000. That's 800-900-8000.
Text 64,000. Agree receive recurring automated marketing messages from IQBar. That's activity rates may apply. No purchase required. Terms apply. Available at IQBar.com/policy/terms of service.
I've got good news and bad news. Here's the bad news. Most protein bars are packed with sugar and unpronounceable ingredients. The good news? There's a better option. I'm Will, and I created IQBar plant protein bars to empower doers like you with clean, delicious, low-sugar brain and body fuel. IQ bars are packed with 12 grams of protein, brain nutrients like magnesium and lion's mane, and zero weird stuff. And right now, you can get 20% off all IQ bar products, plus free shipping. Try our delicious...
All right, my morons, what's going on?
4 hydration mixes and 4 enhanced coffee sticks.
Oh, is he live on YouTube? I don't have it open yet.
Feel smarter, hydrate harder, think larger with IQ Bar.
Now you can get 20% off all IQ Bar products plus free shipping when you text radio to 64,000. Text radio to 64,000 to get your 20% off. That's radio to 64,000. $99
gutter cleanings. Go to excelroofing.com.
Hi, Tom Martino, your troubleshooter. You know, Dan McKenzie's working on my estate plan. He can work on yours too. McKenzie Law. He's a great guy. So if you need an estate plan, and what's really funny is Mark and I are partners in some businesses, you know, and he says you need a succession plan, right? So if one member is incapacitated or dies, what happens to this business, right? And so Mark wrote one up and it says, when Tom kicks it, blah, blah, blah. He assumes, you know, he's what a bold guy. Anyway, McKenzie's a great guy. He can do it for you. And I'm serious about this. They sit down with you. In fact, Bo, you used them, didn't you?
Yeah, I used them for my pour over will and revocable trust.
Yeah, very good. No, they're great. I love the personalized touch. Anyway, 833-CO plans, 833-CO plans, or coplans.co. So I want to talk about Excel Roofing. They're doing home services now. Excel, I always say Excel as an excellent, EXCEL. By the way, why should people give us a call, Mark, before I go into this Excel thing? The bottom line is we have helped so many people, and it starts with a phone call. Now, there are people texting me, and apparently that seems to be the hit and get people like doing nowadays. I'm not gonna not read them. I will, but we do encourage you to call 303 Martino, 303-627-8466 or 303-713 talk. The important thing is to call before you have a problem. And one thing I haven't talked about a lot, and I'll get to this. We love giving people advice on starting businesses. So many people, they want to do more than just work for someone. Now, they might start out doing something on the side, but then they want to have their own business. And we can help you in that regard. We've helped many, many people in that regard. So if you're starting a business, you may want to talk to us about some of the hangups and problems. I mean, after all, no one talks to more consumers than we do. So Excel Roofing, EXCEL, they do roofing. And here's the hallmark of Excel, in my opinion. They don't take a penny. So many roofers, they come to the door, they try to get your first insurance check or a down payment. Then they put a big hefty penalty clause in if you cancel. And really, you're stuck with them. Excel doesn't do that. No penalty clauses and no money. You don't pay a cent, they say, until you're content. Now they're getting into other home services. Henry, what was the genesis of that? Why? And what are you getting into? You're getting into more than roofing. And I'll bet you I know why. Because you're at the house and you see the stuff and you figure, you know what, people, you need this or you need that.
Yeah, absolutely. You know, when we've done a lot of these restoration claims, we've always been doing a limited amount of windows, siding, just like all the exterior services, painting.
You've been doing it anyway.
And we've been just continuously putting together really good crews, good painting crews, really good siding crews, really good window crews for all these different services. So now we're putting it out there that we are advertising. We'll do these services, not just when people ask for them, when we're already doing their roof, and we'll take care of them, but we will come out there and just do windows. If they want us to just do their windows, we'll do their windows,
do their siding or whatever,
or painting, or whatever the exterior service is. And our crews, I mean, I've been blown away at the quality of like some of our painting crews, like some of our guys, like this guy Eli. I mean, they do a really good job. We also have a guy named Oscar. He has about 10 guys on this crew, and they can knock out some multifamily projects, residential homes, everything just quickly.
And a lot of times the siding, windows, painting can be in an insurance claim as well.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, it's siding, painting. I mean, the paint, that'll get damaged, the window screens, like
now,
all that kind of stuff.
As far as storm claims, people traditionally in Colorado have mostly had roofs redone with a storm. And they very seldom just go out and buy a roof. But now it's been shifting over the last several years, hasn't it? People find that they have to replace their roof, and you just can't wait for a storm. In fact, insurance companies are telling them, don't wait for a storm because you need to replace your roof or we're not going to renew your policy.
Yeah, absolutely.
That has happened to me, Tom, and Henry's.
That's Deputy Bo. Go ahead.
Yeah, Henry's salesman Eric came out to my rental and gave me an estimate, and the roof is in good shape, but it's like 15 years old.
And the insurance company says you got to do it.
Canceling me. That's the only reason why I'm considering replacing it, and I don't understand. Do you think I could file a claim because the roof is old?
No. It's got to be tied to an event, a casualty loss. And that's the big confusion, right, Henry? People think, I swear to God, they almost believe they should never pay for a roof. I mean, that's how it's become.
Yeah, and it's changing a lot. Like a couple of years ago, we were seeing like in 23 that the RCV policies, the replacement cost policies, were transferring to ACV. And so that was, the first kind of hurdle. And then all of a sudden these like 1%, 2%, 3% deductibles. So that's of the entire home value coming up. And so, we're in a storm market. And when we say storm market, it's not like a pure retail market, like something like Arizona.
Right.
And so we have a hailstorm come through. There's usually a lot of business. But what's happening is that, it's more expensive almost for a lot of homeowners to file an insurance claim. It depends on their policy.
No, I know.
And I would recommend to anybody that still has an RCV policy that needs to get your roof done, you should do it now because it is going away. It might be the last.
An RCV replacement cost, but only if they have storm damage, obviously.
Yeah, of course. They need to have storm damage.
Right.
But we've had some major wind events. And
some of the policies are now doing what's called scheduled coverage, depending on how old your roof is. It's like a depreciated value, and replacement cost is going away. Anyway, it's turning quickly from a storm market into a retail/storm market. It's a hybrid market because the storms aren't coming as plentiful as they used to, so you can't depend on that. So we'll talk about that coming up. We got more right after this. I'm Tom Martino, 303-713-TALK, 713-8255. You want the guaranteed lowest price on an AC right now? RenewHomeInnovations.com, 303-904-2000. That's the guaranteed lowest price. They say put them to the test, 303-904-2000.
Now, Impact Traffic.
And we're doing well out here. No delays to speak of. Hardly any traffic, actually. Southbound 25 into downtown seems to be maybe a little sluggish through Spear. Southbound Santa Fe, Mississippi's backed up with construction. US 6 west of Golden up Clear Creek Canyon. Still seeing those delays, too. If you're heading up to northern Colorado, there is some work going on. It looks like northbound at Meade. This is just north of Longmont. It is backed up for northbounders.
No, you couldn't.
BlindSter.com. Hi, I'm Kyle from BlindSter.com. If you price custom blinds at a retail store, you know how expensive they can be. At Blindster, we do things differently. You measure at home, install yourself, and save big on custom blinds. Plus, we guarantee they'll fit. BlindSter.com.
Do you know you can get the guaranteed lowest price? You know how Mark and I love talking about this. EuroPlumbingColorado.com. You want to talk about a water heater for $14.99? They really do it. Plus, they're tankless experts. They can do repiping of your whole house with PEX. PEX is lifetime plumbing. No pinhole leaks, no joints, no welding to worry about. And guess what? It's freeze-proof. PEX. And they do the drywall along with it. Cheaper than anyone. They also do garbage disposal, sump pumps, anything plumbing, guaranteed lowest price. 720-500-3000. 720-500-3000. Okay, let's talk about windows. Gravina's 50 brands of windows to choose from. That's right. If you're looking for windows, siding, or doors, pick a company that's been around for 65 years, Gravina's. You know how we love companies with heritage. Gravina's.com. You talk about heritage, they trademarked their family name. It's so popular. 950 West Evans. If you're looking to beautify your home and you want a solid company, 303 Gravina. 303 Gravina.
Imagine finding your dream home and moving in right away. No waiting to sell your old place first. Sounds perfect, right? That's exactly what Orchard's Move First, Sell Later program lets you do. Buy your new home now and sell the old one later. Here's how it works. Orchard gives you cash so you can buy and move into your new home first on your timeline. No waiting, no showing, no double moves. Then the Orchard experts take it from there. They handle repairs on your old home for you so you attract the right buyers. Once they're done, a local Orchard agent lists and sells your home for top dollar. Orchard's Move First program gives you the freedom to buy and move into your new home first and sell your old home later. Buy before you sell and get top dollar for your home with Orchard. Ready to find out how much your home is worth? Visit Orchard.com to get your free home valuation. That's Orchard.com.
Get your give on with the Children's Hospital Colorado Mighty Millions raffle. Win a spectacular $3 million Winter Park Grand Prize show home built by Coble. It's the ultimate mountain escape, featuring a stunning great room, spa-inspired primary suite, and gourmet kitchen, plus bonus cash. There are thousands of prizes, including the incredible Mercedes and Iceland VIP prize. Or choose $100,000 cash. Buy your tickets at MightyMillionsRaffle.com.
Do you know what you will never hear when using Frank Duran, the real estate man?
No gimmicks, no fluff, and no play on words. Your best interest is what's important to me.
That's Frank, and he guarantees results.
I back you up with a true written performance guarantee.
Backed by a team of experts, but he oversees every deal.
I'm with you every step of the way.
Frank Duran, therealestateman.com, 303-920-1622 with RE/MAX Alliance.
Don't trust your biggest financial investment with just anyone.
We've been here 30 years, 30 Christmases in this house, and we have the traditions that most families have.
That's Terry talking about her experience with Rhino Shield ceramic coating.
We did a Rhino Shield 14
Henry, do you
years
have
ago.
specific lines of siding you can talk about?
Rhino Shield
Yeah.
really worked with me
Which ones
to
do you
help
like?
get just the right nice
No, we really like the
soft
steel.
yellow,
Hardy
15
board's
years
good.
later, and it's the same color.
You like
Aluminum's good too. Do you mean like manufacturers or like
Well, either
types?
types and manufacturers. You know, I don't like James Hardy. I don't know why. I just don't like it because it's still, it's not as resistant as some of these other resin products. I mean,
I put it on my house.
You love it?
I like it. I mean, I wouldn't say I love it, but it's.
Have you ever heard of a line siding?
Haven't.
Hardy's been around forever, hasn't it? It's been 50, 60
Is that the
years.
cementuous one, right?
Yeah, it's a cement board. They used to make roof.
And does it come pre-painted if you want it? Doesn't it have this?
It'll come pre-primed.
Primed.
Yeah, but then you still got to paint all like the cuts because you don't want the water to get into it.
That's
'cause
what I
it'll
mean.
expand.
See, that's the problem. Water can still penetrate and hurt it.
Yeah. I mean, it's kind of give or take. My dad, he really likes the steel siding the best.
Vinyl coated steel, right?
Yeah. But then like the full vinyl siding, that stuff is horrible.
Yeah.
Like it'll blow off, it'll get damaged. Like if anything falls on it, it just cracks and breaks and gets brittle. And
That the vinyl?
yeah,
Okay.
Got some interesting scenarios here. And find your favorite baseball team hitting the dike.
What was the other one, Henry? Vinyl versus, what was the other one that doesn't break up? Because always steel? Okay.
Yeah.
You like the steel?
Yep.
Is it just your dad likes it?
I like it too.
Okay. And here's a question I want to ask.
Hi, Tom Martino, your troubleshooter, 303-713-TALK, 303-713-8255. So, we're talking about windows, siding, doors, everything for the outside of your house. Excel Roofing has gotten into this, and we're talking about siding. There are many different types of siding, but the most popular, if you had to pick a type of siding, it's the resin and materials, I think, or the steel. I think vinyl coated steel is really a good option. It doesn't warp. It looks beautiful. It's really durable. But then you have the resin products, I call them. That's where they take either cementuous products, plastics, or, whatever. It's mainly plastics or cement. I think some of them might even take wood particles, and they make a composite siding. James Hardy is famous for that, right?
Yep. So there's a fiberboard. There's also hardy board siding. The hardy board, that's what I put on my house. So we like to rank everything, like bad, good, better, best.
Yeah.
So the way that we rank it, in my opinion, that vinyl siding is just like that plastic siding.
No, yeah, just plain vinyl. I don't like.
Want to go with vinyl breaks.
Now that we're not talking about the composite vinyl or the composite plastics like a line. That's a great siding. That's a lifetime siding, and you can soak that in water and nothing will happen to it at all. We're talking about that thin layer of vinyl they put on the house. That is terrible stuff. Go ahead.
Yep, and then our good is aluminum. We really like aluminum. A little bit better than aluminum.
And do they come pre-painted or pre-primed?
Yeah, they'll come pre-painted and pre-primed. We like to just get them pre-primed, then paint them to whatever the house is. That usually turns out
aluminum, and then what else? You like steel?
Yeah, we really like steel. There's no like freezing cycle. It doesn't expand.
Right.
Water doesn't get into it. It's a good product.
And as far as the composite siding, I talked about a line, but you like James Hardy.
Yep.
That's the cementuous one.
Yes, it is.
But it's really important that Hardy, if it's not installed properly and sealed or painted properly, it can fail.
Absolutely, and that's why you need to have a good installer who knows what they're doing.
Now, we got more coming up on the Troubleshooter Show. 303 Martino. For okay, I'm going to order something here.
Hey, Thomas.
Yes, sir.
That was good.
I'm taking all the original signed agreements.
Yes.
Oh, my God.
And then rescanning them with the different, the changes we just made, and then I'll email you copies of everything.
Okay, and are you going to put them on the drive, or should I do that?
I'll put them on. I put a lot of them on my own drive too, but definitely put them on the.
I'll put them on our common drive,
Google Drive.
Yeah, I'll put them on the Google Drive. If you send them to me, I'll keep one for my estate plan, and make sure you just add the amendment to the end. He said you don't have to take any pages out. He said it's better to have.
No, I know exactly.
Okay, good.
Yep.
Thank you. And you got that other amendment I signed for you, right?
Yeah, we're all good.
Okay. Okay, guys.
Denver's talk station, an iHeart radio station. Guaranteed human.
Yeah,
That's good, Tom.
all right.
We just got to make sure they deliver it to the house.
No, well, that other company's dead to me right now. They're dead to me. I don't use them anymore. Dead to me. Anthony's.
It broke my heart like Sonny and the Godfather. Fredo.
Bubba's 33.
My heart.
Bubba's 33. They are the peeps.
I'm replacing you, Anthony, with Bubba's 33.
Venture between the U.S. and Iran that they could control this together, maybe even charge
I'm
tolls.
figure if I can get this caller to call in.
The Artemis 2 crew gearing up for their final
Why isn't that showing up?
mission, re-entry to Earth.
I thought Bubba's 33 has.
Astronauts waking up today.
Where is it?
Lonesome drifter. On Wall Street, stocks are up this hour. This is ABC News.
Okay, there we go.
Another twist in the case of the boater from Michigan who disappeared over the weekend while in the Bahamas with her husband. Her husband was not charged with any crime, but Bahamian authorities are now.
Okay, there it is. Do you like everything?
Yeah.
I like everything but anchovies.
Yeah, no anchovies.
Which one?
No, that won't have it.
Was taken into custody Wednesday evening and is now being questioned in connection with this
Okay.
matter.
Hours before his arrest, Hooker released a statement saying, "I am heartbroken over the recent boat accident that caused my beloved Lynette to fall from our small dinghy. More species are on the endangered list, and
Oh my
experts think
God.
climate change is to blame. The red list of threatened species include emperor penguin and our
Oh, for sure.
She just fell say that climate change
With
conditions and also impacting food availability for those
Yeah, people love boat
species.
kills.
I'm Michelle.
They think it's the easiest thing on earth.
Adopt USA presents multiple choice parenting.
You accidentally cut your daughter's bangs unevenly.
That's awesome.
Line things
Love
up
it.
a centimeter from her hairline.
Man, oh man, oh man, oh man, oh man.
No, sweatbands are
Because
so
killing
hot
someone's
right
definitely
now.
the
That one I need. That big one, yeah.
Basketball player and that other basketball player.
B. Get spiritual.
Mom, where did all the mirrors go?
A reflection could never capture our true selves.
Huh?
Beauty is within.
C. Look on the bright side.
Less time blow drying, more time texting.
Or D. Show empathy.
Okay, there we go.
They don't have
Ta-da! Twinsies.
I kinda love it. As a parent, there are no perfect answers. But you don't have to be perfect to be a perfect parent. Thousands of teens in foster care will love you just the same.
For more information on how you can adopt, visit AdoptUSKids.org.
Let's see what we got here.
Public service announcement from the U.S. Department of Health and Human Services, Adopt U.S. Kids, and the Ad Council.
K-How News Time, 11:03.
Denver Mayor Mike Johnson's out with a redevelopment plan for the East Colfax corridor to line up with the completion of the bus rapid transit construction. A new police station will be a big part of the plan to boost police presence along the corridor. Construction on the police station is expected to finish by December of 2027. Work on the retail and workforce housing complex is set to begin this year.
Do I have this right now?
Box races returning to Denver.
Do I have the fucking delivery right?
Cars down an obstacle course
Mark
designed
still
for
there?
destruction.
Yeah, it should be. Mark.
No, he's there.
Well, his phone, I tried to call him while I was in the other room, and this number is not accepting calls at the... What did you do, Mark?
I'm sorry, I put it down.
Oh, I see. Hey,
My bad.
oh, that's okay. Yeah, it's better than getting all my racism up on the... Thanks, Zach. Appreciate it, man. Mark, you sitting there? No, doesn't appear to be.
Not right this minute. No.
He must be buying somebody online.
Oh.
Look who's here.
What?
Princess.
You do mean the cat, right?
Unfortunately.
No, dancer.
Dimitri must have left somebody there.
Yeah.
Hey, if she's still there, I need change for a 20.
Yeah, she's in the mechanical room, Sandman.
Uh-huh.
I wish my cat loved me. He just hisses and scratches me.
Well, then, Adam, you need to get yourself another kitty cat.
Yeah, hey. I've been asking for one for like a year and a half now.
We'll go down to
Who have you been asking?
Well, since I live with my mom, I have to ask her.
What did she say? Did you ask?
No.
You want me to ask for you?
Ask for forgiveness.
If you could, that'd be great.
I'll send her a text tonight.
Of the current
Well, now, hang
cat-
on. How late are we talking?
Why, did she go to bed early?
No, I just don't want you texting my mom at night. Hey, what you up to?
No.
Hey, let's go look at some. Let's go look at some kitties.
Yeah, see, that could be slang. That could be trying to. I don't know. I don't know what it'll
Trying
be
to.
like.
Do you have any plans on getting rid of the current cat? Do you need to know where there's heavy coyote activity?
I mean, if you happen to know, I'm not saying, but if you tell me.
Drop him off there at Fort Logan, right down the street from you.
Oh, that's a good spot, boy. If a coyote doesn't get him, somebody pushing a shopping cart will.
Having cat for dinner.
Mm-hmm.
The dumb
other white meat.
She said, "Stop it. We have two."
Oh, you have two cats.
Yeah, but they both hate me, and you know this.
Well, put them in a box, and the only one.
Adam, go down to the Dumb Friends League down the street on Quebec and just trade them in. Just take the two cats. I want something that likes me.
Can you trade your cat in?
Hell no.
I think you
That's
can.
odd.
You can't trade him.
I don't think you can trade a cat in. I think
Ripped off, bad news. You need advice so you don't have to lose. We'll come running just as fast as we can. Troubleshooter's gonna help a common man.
This is the Troubleshooter Show. Now, Tom Martino.
Hello, I'm Tom Martino. Welcome to the show. We are here to help you any way we can. We've been solving problems, answering questions, and taking complaints for 45 years. The longest running radio show, still on the air with the same host, and we are going strong. And much of that time, Major Marc Mager's here, and Major Marc Mager chimes in because he has strong opinions on things. What's on your mind today, Mark? I know.
Well, that car show sounds like a lot of fun. I might have to go there. I didn't know that you used to have those guys on the air way back when.
Yeah. You mean as far as the show or the association?
No, the dealer board guy.
Yeah. We used to have them on, and in fact, we had.
We used to talk to Tim Jackson.
We used to talk to and then Bill Barrow, and we used to talk to the dealer licensing board for the state as well. Mark, as I said, the industry has really changed. We get complaints now, but what are the complaints we get mostly now? Mostly the complaints we get are about
used car and warranties that do not pay for anything. Really.
Exactly. And part of that is people walk into that. If cars are on the road longer, so people are buying cars, and we've said this before, you will have problems with a car with 100,000 miles or more. You will. It's not if, you will have problems. If you buy a car with 150,000 miles, you will have serious problems. And if you have one, you buy one with more than 200,000, you will have catastrophic problems. And most of the time, it's not worth repairing the car. Now, tomorrow's car day, we can talk more about that. But I always love talking to people who take cars and keep them for a long time and know how to maintain them. The number one thing everyone agrees on changing oil on regular intervals of at least, if the extreme people go 3,000, you don't have to do that anymore, to 6,000 miles. They say if you do that, you're pretty much going to add life to your car. The other thing are the other fluids and services, and of course, belts and hoses, just regular maintenance. But so many people forego the maintenance. And if you buy an old car and you save money, you're going to end up spending it eventually. It's almost better to buy a new car and start out fresh with a great warranty and then keep that car in good shape. Now, that's providing you don't pay too much for that car in the beginning. That's the important thing. I got a text here. By the way, you can reach us at 303-713-TALK, 303-713-8255, or 303-MARTINO, 303-627-8466. You can call 303-MARTINO 24/7. We will get your message, and if you leave a number, we'll call you back and get you on the show so there's no waiting. A lot of people prefer texting, 747-999-5280. I have a text here, Tom. We're getting ready to go on vacation. I know you mentioned something about using a credit card and why it's wise to have more than one credit card. I was trying to explain it to my wife. Could you give me the details? Okay. This is a really common thing. When you have a credit card and you go on vacation, you could end up sometimes running out of credit, even if you have a credit line of, let's say, $5,000. You could run out of credit, and I'll tell you why. If you only have one credit card and you check into a hotel and you give them that credit card for the room and incidentals, and they take the card and they swipe it, or they take a copy of it, whatever, they put it on file, they are immediately going to do what's called reserve credit or pre-authorization. So what they do is they actually go to your credit card and they pre-authorize a certain amount. They don't charge you that amount, but they freeze that amount of credit. So if you have a $5,000, let's say, line of credit, they might put $2,500 freeze on it. They're not going to charge you $2,500, but when they consider the room and incidentals and possible damage or security, they might reserve $2,500, sometimes more. So right now then, on your card, you only have $2,500 of credit left. Let's say you go to buy gasoline and you use a credit card. When you use a credit card to buy gasoline, they put a freeze for the amount of gasoline. It eventually expires, but when you swipe that card, they immediately pre-authorize an amount like $100 to $150. And that might stay on your card for a few days. Meanwhile, you're going out to a restaurant and you're using your card. It could be you rented a car. Again, you use that same credit card. The rental car company will predict what the rental will cost, and any possible damage that could be done, and they will freeze a certain amount of credit on your card. So you see, your line of credit is eaten up, even though you haven't really spent that much money. So with one credit card on vacation, you could end up running out of credit and not being able to use the credit card. And you're thinking, wait a minute, how did we run out of a credit card? Well, it's because of the provisional credit freeze they put on there in order to be paid. So the best thing is to try to have more than one credit card. Again, there are people that preach against credit cards, and I'm not advocating credit card debt, but credit cards can be a tool, providing you pay them off. I've always said it's bad if you use a credit card as like income. Credit card's not income. It's not a friend helping you pay for stuff. It's you paying for stuff, and you should calculate to pay your cards off every month. You should not carry credit card debt. It's the dumbest debt in the world to carry. Even if you have to withdraw money from banks and stuff to pay it off, high interest debt is not smart.
And Tom, it also brings your credit score down if you let it go.
Yeah, and of course, the more credit you utilize, the lower your credit score will be. So, for example, if you have one credit card with a $5,000 limit on it, and you use half of it, you've used 50% of your credit line. That's utilization of 50%. If you have two cards with $5,000 on each, and you have $2,500 outstanding, you've only utilized 25% of your credit. And the more credit you utilize, the lower your score goes. So you can manipulate the system by doing it judiciously and smartly. That is, you have more than one credit card, but you don't use all of your credit available. And then you also pay off your credit cards every month. Every once in a while, you may want a card to go over 2 months, never more than 3 months. If you have to, other than an emergency, you should never spend any money on your card you can't pay off. With emergencies, try to keep it to 3 months or less that you can pay off. So credit utilization is something that's heavily used to rank you. So if you're going to buy a house and you're always using 50% or more, or 60% or 70% of your available credit, your FICO score will reflect a lower score than if you're only using 10 or 15 or 20% of your credit. It's called credit utilization. But on credit cards, for the guy that texted me, that's the answer. You want to use more than one credit card on vacation so you don't end up running out of credit. 303-713-TALK, 303-713-8255. Waterpros.net will get you the best water systems at the lowest prices at 303-862-5554. You will never find better systems for lower prices. Paul, before the break, let me take your question. Go ahead, Paul. Welcome to the show. What's going on?
Yeah, I was wondering if you heard about the new push in Congress to do away with the federal gas tax and replace with a annual.
I think it's temporary, though, isn't it, Paul?
Well, no, they're talking about making it permanent. I mean, it's going to take Congress because it's a congressional act that instituted the gas tax. But I'd be interested in Mark's perspective.
Mark, have you heard of them? Mark, I heard of them temporarily suspending taxes, and some states are doing it while the prices are so high. But I have not heard about a permanent rescission of federal tax on gas. Have you?
No, I mean, they've been talking about it, but I don't think it's happened.
I mean, how could they? It's a big source of revenue.
Tom, they would replace it with an annual fee based on the vehicle weight. You pay that with your registration.
Oh.
And it's coming up for renewal. They have to do it every September. But the 18-cent gas tax hasn't been increased since 1993.
Okay.
So instead of
what I've seen, I searched congressional websites, not congressional websites, but congressional watch websites, and they say yes, there is a push to eliminate gas tax, but not permanently. The current push is mainly for temporary suspensions called gas tax holidays, but not an outright repeal. They want to temporarily.
Yeah, and here in Colorado, they're actually going to go up this year.
Yeah. You know, if you think about gasoline taxes, a lot of people feel like gasoline taxes are more fair than most taxes because you only pay on what you use. And it's not.
Yeah, but don't forget an electric car.
Oh, yeah. So, Mark, what do you do? Do they charge you differently because you don't pay gas tax? Isn't there some kind of fee on top of your registration or not?
Yeah, when you register it, you pay a little more. Yep.
So I don't think, though, has the EV market put a dent in gasoline taxes? Do you know?
Well, if you listen to what that dealer board guy said, going back to 2024, 1 in 3 cars was electric. So I would have to assume, hell yeah, it has.
It must have. I'm looking up the EV market. It's only a very small impact so far on gas tax revenue. Right now, federal gas tax is around 18 cents, 18 to 18 and a half cents. EVs, Mark, are at max only 10% of new car sales. So that's really, that's not a lot. 10% of new car sales.
Well, wouldn't it be easy to go down the road then and say that it's 10% difference?
Yeah, but they say it's not, and I'm not sure why. Oh, I know why. Because new car sales are only part of the car sale market, and most of the other cars in the used cars, the EV has a weak used car market, and mostly gasoline cars are sold on the used car market. So while
so Colorado every year charges, let me see here, plug-in electric vehicle registration every year at renewal, $60, and then electric motor vehicle. Oh, I see. Wait a minute. I don't understand. Oh, plug-in or hybrid are $60. Electric motor is $16, if I'm reading this right.
By the way, in general, Mark, federal taxes have not been enough to keep up with the demand of highway and all of the improvements they have.
That's why they will start charging distance.
That's what they're saying. They're saying they may change it to where people are going to be charged for what they drive in miles. That's right. That's exactly what I've heard. So the point is that gasoline taxes are here to stay. I do not think there is any way in hell they can replace that. Now, they might change how they're charged, as Shannon just said, was it Shannon who chimed in? Instead of by the gallon, it may be miles driven or something like that. Anyway, we have more coming up on the Troubleshooter Show, 303-713-TALK, 713-8255. If you want stem cell therapy, I can tell you from firsthand, denverregen.com. They extract the stem cells from you and they redeliver them in the targeted areas. Genuine stem cell therapy, denverregen.com.
Hopping on for that comment.
Suzanne's trying to get him in on the show.
Absolutely. Yeah, he talked about that.
Who is that?
Yeah, when's he coming on, did he say?
Powers with McDonald Auto Group.
He's badass, man.
Is he?
Good guy.
Yeah, he's a really good guy.
Yep.
The whole group, I know the whole group is good.
Okay, I got that.
Yeah, that's who I was just recording with
yeah,
Jeff.
he's a bigwig, man. I mean, he's pretty much right under the ownership.
Yeah. Yep, seemed to know his business. Yeah, how about that? They're going to start charging mileage. Boy, anything to punish success. We don't want you traveling to do anything. Yeah, I know you don't.
And I'm surprised that more people aren't excited about what's happening in Cuba. Didn't you want us to stop using oil? There's your test market. They're doing great down there. No oil.
Hey, Shannon, what did he say, though? Did he say he's coming on or what?
He said that he'd been asked about it. That's where we left it. I said,
oh, cool. Did you tell him you worked the show?
What's that?
Did you tell him that you work the show?
Yeah, I said, I don't know if you're familiar with Tom Martino and Marc Mager, but they were just now talking about you because you were mentioning them in that lineup of great family-owned dealerships. Yep. And I said, they're just talking about Shannon. You. I told him to knock it off. Huh?
I might get you another buffet.
Oh, my God. I was just thinking, I was just there yesterday, and I'd be moderately embarrassed to go back today, but it really is my happy spot. Oh, my God.
Just go to a different location.
I know, but it's either Aurora, which I'm not doing. No, it's not. There's something wrong there.
Oh, there's something? You mean some things?
Yeah, no, I'm not talking about you people. I'm saying that it's a weird layout. I mean, they have soup not in buckets, but like laid out on
in Home Depot buckets, Shannon.
Yes, that's how I want my soup. I want a 6-foot label and a 3-gallon. So, but there in Aurora, they have the soup in like the big trays, like a 9 by 16 tray on the thing. And yes, that's the wrong format for serving soup, and it irritates me.
Well, then you just hang out at the River Point one.
Oh, I do. Oh, I'd like to go down there and say I do.
But my old girlfriend works there.
Oh, is that right? Not the one that transitioned to a man at the front counter, right?
No, but she just got out of prison.
You could do worse. By the way, you could do a lot worse than... But there's one that just got out the joint. I don't suppose it's Denise.
Her name's Nancy.
Okay, I was going to say, I could see Denise working you. All right. And it's, I know the short Asian woman, Micah, is probably happily married. And it's funny, I'd known her for like 25 years from Country Buffet out on Quebec and C470. We'd known each other that long. She, I'm so glad you come to my new buffet.
Come to the new buffet. We got soup in a bucket for you instead of a tray.
Good. That's how it should be decanted. I don't know of another word for it. That's how it should be prepared. I mean, displayed.
Okay. I'll have to pop in there one of these days.
A flat tray. Come on. And logistically, the layout's weird. There's too many architectural things between me and the corn. There's like pillars and stuff that I have to work around, and I'm not doing it. I'm not wasting, as I said to Adam earlier, I'm not wasting calories to make calories.
Shannon, how much is it now? I haven't been there in 25 years.
They gave me a dinner for $11.95 the other day.
And that's all you can eat, right?
Oh, yeah. And I'm a minimum 3-plate guy.
Minimum 3 plates?
Mm-hmm.
What's your favorite buffet?
A Diet Dr. Pepper
well,
you can drink.
There's stuff in Vegas I really like. Here we go.
Oh, I love
Hi, Tom Martino here. 303-713-TALK, 303-713-8255. So we talked about how Colorado is becoming more of a retail market for roofing other than just a storm market. It used to be that people waited for a storm. And lately, over the last few years, storms have not been increasing, they've been decreasing. And we may be into a trend now where you have less catastrophic storms and it's becoming more of a retail. So, Henry, the obvious question, pricing. I mean, people have to get used to the idea that they may have to replace their roof. I mean, it's a wear item like anything else. So when do people start? Do they only replace a roof when it leaks? Do they replace it when it's getting old? I'll bet you the biggest answer is they replace it when their insurance company tells them to. That's right. That's the only reason you would replace
it. The only damn reason, because I think
and flood roofs would never have to be replaced. Like Mark has a hail-proof roof. I have a hail-proof, but mine is stone. He's got, what does he have? That F-Wave?
Yeah, F-Wave.
Does F-Wave last how long?
I mean, that's probably going to get 40 years out of the roof.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Get 40 years out of that roof.
Probably. I mean, it's plastic.
I have no idea what could ever happen to it, man. I mean,
Mark,
it's like thick plastic.
Is it like a plastic?
Is it made of plastic?
But yeah, it's a polymer. So they have a bunch of these different pieces of plastic. They all melt it down into one shingle, and then it's really hail resistant. To answer your question though, Tom, we are seeing a lot of changes with this, and especially with the insurance companies, because they don't want to have the loss, like they don't want water infiltrating into the home. And so they're really pushing the homeowners to deal with their roofs. So, that they'll tell them, we'll take care of everything else. You're covered everything basically except for your roof.
I get it.
If they could, they would just write an exclusion that just says, your roof isn't covered. But instead, they write these different policies where you have like a 5% deductible on your roof or whatever it is. And so we're seeing a lot of homeowners go into these different alternative options like stone coated steel, which is where it's those metal panels.
So in other words,
on it,
when they're replacing it with stuff that will last a long time.
Yep, which is how it should be. I mean, really, because a lot of these builders, they put a builder grade option on there, and then it just gets hailed on over and over.
So a regular asphalt roof. Let's just go. First of all, there are no shake roofs anymore, right? There are none, right? Those are gone.
They're really going away.
So a regular asphalt roof, how long? 20 years, 15 years? How long? 10 years?
In Colorado, I mean, like probably down to like 5 years.
No, come on.
15. We'll replace people's roofs several times. I mean, we have customers. They're just like,
if you have an inexpensive asphalt roof, you got to be able to get at least 10 years out of it.
Oh, yeah, without a storm. But I mean, Colorado, we see a lot.
Yeah, that's what I'm talking about. I'm talking about without a storm. How long will a regular low-priced asphalt roof last?
Probably get like 25, 30 years out of it.
You would?
Yeah.
Oh my God. Okay. I didn't know you'd get that long.
Yeah. With Colorado though, we have these crazy, freeze thaw cycles. And with the hail damage, like, what it causes, it bruises the shingle, water gets in there, freeze thaws, the granules start falling apart. And then your roof, the life expectancy of it's way shorter.
Now, if that happens, you're screwed. If you didn't catch the storm when it happened and a year goes by and then you have leaking, you're not going to get a claim.
Yeah. You're not going to have a claim
now,
at all.
Let me ask you this. Let's say you had a storm, you didn't realize you were hit. A year goes by, you get another storm. Do they actually parse out the damage and say, we'll pay for this, but we're going to subtract this because there's previous damage? Do they ever do that and actually say there's old damage here we're not going to cover?
A lot of times the insurance will do that. We'll find hail damage on a roof, and it might be new, it might be just whatever the date is.
Yeah.
And they'll tell you that it's old damage and it's outside of the window. And so they don't want to cover it at all.
But will they cover the new damage? Or will they say your roof was gone before this?
I wish with the insurance it was one or the other, but usually they'll just push it on to being old damage and tell you that you can't file a claim.
Yeah, that's what I heard. I heard also,
push for
if you keep money and don't get it fixed, it comes back to haunt you.
Yeah.
Because eventually you're not going to get paid.
Yep. But on the bright side, so I mean, like that's kind of doom and gloom. You know, you can't get your roof spot. On the bright side, we have these newer materials like stone coated steel. It's that metal panel. It almost looks like a tile. You know, you have like the high
looks like a stone tile.
roof.
Yeah.
And in some jurisdictions, you can do a layover straight over your asphalt roof with this stone coated. So it's really cost effective. And you can usually expect to get like 55 to 80% of that investment back out when you sell the house.
Oh, wow. And you don't have to strip the roof.
Yeah, if your jurisdiction allows for that layover, you don't have to take off the old roof.
How many jurisdictions are allowing?
You know, we're seeing it more and more. It's kind of hard to say. I'd have a hard time putting a number on it. The ones that have been, you know, more proactive in understanding the layovers have certainly changed.
Do layovers actually make the roof stronger?
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, you know, there's
a limit to layovers, right?
Yeah. Yeah. So we don't want to do like more than, I mean, in Excel, we don't want to lay over an asphalt roof. I mean, we don't want to go over another asphalt roof.
With asphalt.
It's just it's much better to tear the asphalt roof off and then put on, you know, whatever. So it's a whole new system. But say somebody has an asphalt roof, they want a cheaper roofing solution. So it's something like a metal roof. We can do a layover with those, like, you know, the metal panels, those panels, or we can do something like a stone coated steel where that old roof, it acts like the waterproofing. And so as long as that is really intact, and of course we send our inspector out there to verify that that thing is not leaking, and then the extra layer on top of it, it'll be bomb proof.
Because hail damage doesn't always mean leaking. It just means it will eventually leak.
Yeah. Yep. And it deteriorates the roof a lot faster. So if you do a layover, you have basically like a shell, a full.
No, I get it. I get it. So hail damage may not immediately cause leaking, but it then deteriorates the roof faster.
Yeah.
Because of sun and wind and rain and all of that. Yep. And because the granules that protected it were knocked off.
Yep.
So the granules actually keep that roof intact.
Yep. That's it.
Okay, we got more coming up on the Troubleshooter Show. 303-713-TALK, 713-8255. Renew Home Innovations, the guaranteed lowest price on your AC. If you need AC, they say the lowest price, absolutely guaranteed. 303-904-2000.
Thank you. No, this is the one with the discount.
Oh. Denver. KHOW Denver. And iHeart.
Oh, don't be.
Ryan Schuling, Tom Martino, Michael Brown Reloaded, and Dan Caplis. This is Denver's talk station, 630 KHOW.
How much time after that?
Now, Impact
should be like 4.5.
Okay.
They closed down ice.
Depending on how long the discount back this shut up, I had to say it.
Got backups right now, but that should be improving because the highway's open. City traffic looks real good for us. You got a little bit of volume south I-25 coming into downtown. The other big delay is actually up in northern Colorado for motorists using I-25 heading up past Longmont, the area around Meads down to one lane, and we're looking at about a 3 to 4 mile backup there. With traffic, I'm Jonathan Steele.
This report is sponsored by the Our American Stories podcast.
This is Lee Habib, host of Our American Stories. On our next episode, we'll tell the tale of Lincoln's final happy days in remembrance of the surrender at Appomattox in 1865. You won't want to miss the next episode of Our American Stories.
DiscountBath.com. The name says it all. They guarantee the best prices and the best value on your bathroom remodel. They'll happily come out and help you plan it and give you a price free of charge, no obligation. They'll also talk to you on the phone about pricing based on your desires. 720-979-2322. DiscountBath.com. They can do your hallway bath, they can do your master bath, or a whole brand new bath, maybe in the basement where it's roughed in. They can actually do that bath before you finish your basement and leave it ready for your basement. So whatever you need when it comes to a bathroom, they will do the beautiful bathroom remodel at the best prices ever. And they use all new materials. Now, here's what I mean. The newest materials on the market, like porcelain they can do. And they can do acrylic. They do walk-in showers. Listen to this. For under 10 grand, $9,888. Discountbath.com.
Thank you. I was right. Well, 4 minutes, just over 4.
Is it here?
Yeah, it's really good. I grabbed a piece.
Yeah.
Really
it makes it is a huge difference when you can tell when they do it versus a producer doing it.
Yeah. Yeah. And a great film director once said that everything that I make should kind of look like me. It should be an outline because it came through me. So it's all going to kind of look the same because I am the die through which it is pushed.
Yeah. Yeah.
And so if you find a producer whose ear you like, then yeah, do that and get ready to have your feelings hurt occasionally. Or don't sign the thing.
No, I would never.
I've even yelled at these guys for years. You signed it. Why do I have to do this spot here? Oh, I wasn't in that meeting, dumbass. You agreed to something, and you have to do it now.
Trust. Bowline.
The fella you can trust. So, Mark, I texted you because I was going to walk Steve over here to say hi, even just off the air, but something's up with your phone. You got it on the...
that sucks.
Well, I called, and it said, this number cannot be... And it's the same number you texted me from. I don't know if it's working now. Did you have it on lockdown?
Let me look. Yeah, I see it.
Gotcha.
It's on lockdown.
Yeah.
So I take it there's nobody at iHeart, huh, Adam?
Nope.
Well,
Nobody in the building.
That's good for you. You don't have to turn on the lights, set up the headphones.
We definitely really have it on sensory. You know how even Chuck E. Cheese does that now.
What do they do?
Sensory day.
Oh, really?
Like every other Sunday or third Sunday or something.
What is it? Just real mellow lights?
Yeah, they quiet it down and turn down the lights. I would love that.
Yeah, well,
I want to go now, but a skosh creepy 60-year-old guy in the ball pit.
Yeah.
Hey, Tom, did you get that link?
Did who get a link?
Thomas.
He go potty.
Haven't opened it up yet.
My fucking tongue is killing me.
Were you really? Kissing Tom and now you got his thing?
We have two tongue injuries.
Jesus Christ. I had
the tooth.
They redid a cap, so I got this temporary and it fucking hurts.
It does? Did you get a temporary crown?
Yeah, but it's not the crown that hurts. It's my tongue rubbing up against it.
Maybe put a little candle wax.
I went to the dentist this morning and they shaved it down.
What, Bo? What? Candle wax on your tongue?
No, on your teeth, and it'll act as a slippery insulator so your tongue's not hitting it.
Who told you that?
I used to use that when I had braces when I was a kid.
Dental wax, right?
I was cheap. I used candle wax.
Oh, my God.
Candle wax. They have dental wax.
Well, when I couldn't get to the dentist, I'd heat it up and form it down my braces. Then it'd be
your new Top Gun. That's your new Top Gun handle, slippery insulator.
Jesus Christ. Slippery.
Way.com.
Hi, Tom Martino here. 303-713-TALK is our number if you want to call. You can text me as well. And did you know that right now in Colorado, it takes $285,000 to raise a child to 18 years old? And nowadays you don't stop at 18, let's face it.
That's right, Tom.
I mean,
like 27.
In rare cases, you're going to stop at 18. But in most cases, it probably goes a little longer. In any case, in Colorado, to raise a child, $285,000.
Wow.
In Hawaii, $413,000. In Alaska, $365,000. This is considering all of the average expenses you have. It's based on all of the food, the clothing, cost of school, all of that. It's not even college, of course, because it's to the age of 18. And people can't afford it. People are going into debt to pay for children. And most people cannot afford to raise a child to full 18 without going into debt. So they usually end up in debt with one child, more debt with two children, and it becomes a life of debt, really, and then paying it off. A lot of people have depended on equity in their home. A lot of people have depended on credit cards. A lot of people end up, after kids leave, doing bankruptcies.
Wow.
It's
terrible.
We take a lot of things for granted, but people are going into debt. Now, one of the biggest expenses, and this is kind of a dichotomy, because they want both people to work, and then that causes childcare expenses. And childcare expenses become a bunch. I mean, that becomes way outrageous.
Bet it could be 25 grand a year for childcare for one kid.
I don't know how much it is nowadays for that. But in any case, and then as far as household expenditures, obviously, housing is the number one expense. It's about 33% of your budget. And of course, you can guess what's next, transportation. So housing, transportation accounts for about 17% of what you make. Food is 13%. So your housing, transportation, and food are the biggest ones. After that, talk about insurance and
college. Are they factoring in college tuition?
No. This is just normal household expenses. Wow. This does not. So, and then normal, regular 13% for insurance and different miscellaneous expenses. All other categories are about 11. Healthcare, believe it or not, it's only 8% of the household budget. I thought it would be more. Entertainment is down at 5.5%. And that has pretty much been the same since 1999. It's been the same all the way till today. The percentages of what we spend. The thing is, a lot of people nowadays are choosing, believe it or not to own a home and to rent. So a lot of the population is shifting from ownership to renting. And that's because they can't afford it. But they also say that the benefit of owning a home and living in a home that you own is sometimes overstated. Now, you do get equity increase if the market's good, but you also have, of course, a lot of money to sustain housing. And it used to be, the wisdom was own a home. Just own a home, increase in equity will help, and it'll outperform other things. That's not necessarily so if you can get a good rental. Again, in Denver, it's a weird market because rentals are sky high. Denver is really difficult, and it's difficult being a landlord, and fewer people are getting into the landlord business. Therefore, rents are climbing because there's a little selection. You have less selection. You therefore have higher rents because there are more rentals in demand.
So why do you think that is?
Well, because it's a pain in the ass to rent out houses or to rent out apartments now. The laws have shifted. And, well, you're a landlord, Bo, and a lot of landlords now are selling. No, it used to be, at least the laws were even. Right now, I mean, tenants have all the leverage, and you can't get rid of a tenant. You can't just say, I don't like this tenant anymore. You have to keep that tenant. So having a rental is not a great idea in Colorado, not at all.
I'm selling mine and going over to Vestera as soon as I get.
Yeah, because at least Vestera, what they do is they go into markets where renting is still good. You still don't make money. See, making money on rent until a house is paid for, you don't really make money on rent.
It's free and clear.
Where you make money is on increase in equity. And in Colorado, it's so expensive right now, you're not going to get that much of an increase. The market's pretty much topped out. And they're saying, if anything, we may have an adjustment in real estate. So it's not the greatest rental market. It's not even a great market for young people buying a home right now with the prices and with interest rates the way they are. Some are saying, get a job, hold off having kids, and get a rental and save and invest. That is the logic here. And a lot of people are cutting back on stuff. A lot of people are. In fact, if you want to know, are you a cheapskate? There are some signs that will tell you if you're cheap. Signs that tell you if you're cheap. The number one sign that you put off things that are important to avoid wasting money. If you decide not to go out with friends for birthday parties, you can save $20. You'll probably regret it. Your friends and family might be worth the splurge, but you put off health clubs, you put off supplements, you put off things that are healthy to save money. That has a negative effect. Another one, people have tipping right now is at an all-time low. People are tipping less. Now, during COVID, it went up a bit because people were very, very appreciative of their servers. Right now, tipping is on a downward spiral. We have to take this break. I'm Tom Martino, 303-713-8255. More coming right up. How much time, Shannon?
Now, Impact.
About 6 minutes. You have 6 minutes.
Thank you.
Sorry, I'm telling Tom he can go on break. So it's nice that I just nibble away at it. So I can certainly understand how it can be lucrative, especially as I approach retirement. And it seems to be a quick return on money. Although my Fidelity account the other day kicked back a thing that said, we find that your positions are too aggressive for your
What's that, Henry?
I think the only way to make money right now.
I don't care if I'm betting on Russian roulette in a Vietnamese POW camp. I need to make more money quickly.
Like buy it, flip it?
Like flip it, but then rent it.
Oh, and flip it? I mean,
so
buy it and
would you
fix
be
it up
interested
and
in doing this at your leisure?
You'd have to get it
Did you
at a
want
good
it to be
price,
now
though.
if you wanted to actually
that's
follow
what I
through
did.
on
Like
this
this
and
house
everything?
that I got.
Yeah, you bought one over of
on Hazel.
Yeah, it's off Old Hampton Road, right?
Yeah.
I like it, especially
I got it for
if you can talk about how you got into it initially, and then how it transferred to this wallet thing, because that's the part that you need to stop people at. Going, okay, here's the investment that I thought was a good idea, and possibly even where I could have got, because it is. I think it's still great, but probably go to Chase Bank or Wells Fargo or Fidelity, right, or some of these huge
further down than Loretta
aren't going to let you down because it's letting them down, as opposed to what was the old Steve Martin bit? I'll just put it in my jacket pocket right here for you, and you let me know if you need it back.
So let's see where yours is at. I'm right here.
Yeah, you should look it up because I'm going to probably give you that roof job because I think Eric gave me a pretty good deal.
Oh, that's right. That's right.
It's 26.
Yeah.
It's 26.
And that's, hey, by the way, that's Elon Musk. He was one of the founding members of that deal.
Are these on? Yeah, they are.
So I do kind of trust him.
Nice. Yeah. So we have like the same place. Is this it?
Well, okay.
Man, you're pretty good with the computer, Henry. That's exactly it.
Well, here's the deal, and you've spent a lot of time with me, and I sure do appreciate it, but we're coming back from a break and then going right to the news. So we are at least another 12 minutes away from getting into
Don't drink and drive.
Would you like to, and we got 2 more hours.
Nice.
Would you like to take a break and call back, or you want me to just go ahead and leave you on hold now?
What school are you talking about? You're past the Red Heights College.
It's the high school. I'm not sure which one it even is.
Well, it's a story that everyone should hear.
It's
so
Sheridan.
you take your time and you know how to track this down. And like I say, normally you'll get added.
It's a middle school, Sheridan High School.
Well,
right here.
Heck, I was just there yesterday. Okay, and I was there. I took a friend to that Mike's Cafe that all the teachers are protesting.
Yeah. Well, Troubleshooter Show is the first name.
You're by, okay.
They're loud, too. I'm sorry, what was it? Hi, this
No,
is
we went over
night
first night, had breakfast, and we couldn't hear each other.
the call screen.
Yeah, so like.
And then they were coming in. And
whatever name you wanted to use, whatever info you wanted, he'll put it up on the screen.
The megaphones, and they're like right here.
Was your,
right here.
Was your guys shop here?
So our office.
Share a web page here, and your name will show up on it for Tom.
This is our office.
What street is that on?
Clay Street and Federal. So
yes,
Federal
sir.
Street.
Clay? Yeah, but Clay doesn't.
Time you're up for it. You
Yeah, it was right here.
And again, my sincerest apologies that somebody took advantage of you and that we can't track them down and chain them to a water pipe, but I wish we could.
Yeah, South Clay Street. Yep.
You got it, brother. Yeah, so when you call back next time, it'll probably be Adam and
I can't picture. I'll have to drive by it on my own.
Here, show you. Maybe this will do it.
Facing a job
I'm
loss,
Shannon.
considering a pension buyout, a severance package.
You bet.
There's the
Take care, brother.
public storage right here.
So that was that guy, and he's good. Softened him up and had some fun. You know, an old feller. I'm an old feller.
Right by the police station.
I'll be damned. How long have you guys been there? It's my old stomping ground. I went to high school back in the day.
Oh, nice.
Uh-oh, is it time?
I've been here like 15
What?
years.
Sure, yeah. Unless you want to work the next 2 hours, Shannon.
You know,
Tom, did you get that
my
link?
dad's had that building on Federal.
What's that?
Did you get the link?
Yeah, I did. Thank you.
Yeah.
What did you think of the new episode?
For some reason, I thought you guys were.
Oh my god.
No.
Oh, bummer. Bummer.
Did you see that?
Don't.
Did you see
yes,
that?
he does it all day in
Did
here.
you see
He does that every day in
More
here.
than twice the distance you are.
Not a word from you, Dragon.
Did you have something just dribble off of your hand onto the floor?
Multiple
More
times.
often
Oh,
than
not right, man.
All right.
I got 7 in a row.
Arm's length of the damn trash
Oh
can.
my God! You walk in here and it turns cold. Winter is coming. You are right out of. What was that stupid show? I never saw it.
Game of Thrones.
Thank you.
Is it good?
The first 2 seasons are.
Yeah. I heard there was a 9.
That's German for no. So I
heard there's a
texted saying that Gina looks like Winnie from The Wonder Years. Her name's like Danica something Gilroy. No? Because then Ross texted back, I don't see it. And I said, shut up, Malcolm in the Middle.
Hello, Tom Martino here. Welcome to the show. You know, what's really amazing is what people will do to look good. I swear to you, this is true. People now are having rib remodeling done. Now, Ozempic and semaglutide, tirzepatide, those things, that's one thing. GLP-1s. They help you lose weight, right? But now, people who are so-called big boned are having their ribs broken and remodeled to be thinner. So they have a thinner body. I swear to you, this is happening. Plastic surgeons say that there's an uptick in rib remodeling. It first started about 2 years ago, and people are flocking to it because they're finding, even after losing weight, some people are still big around the torso, and they want to shrink their torso. So they, in addition to the weight loss medications, have literally been breaking their ribs and having them, even removing some ribs or removing parts of ribs. And that's what some doctors are doing now. It's called rib remodeling. That ought to scare the living hell out of you. This is how crazy people are. We have more coming up on the Troubleshooter Show. 303-713-TALK. Right now.
All right, is everybody okay? You good? Mm-hmm. Guess what? I'm leaving again. Now it's dragging. Good riddance. Get out. In the immortal words of the Amityville horror ghost, get out. I think the ghost had a smoke. I'm so sorry. Listen, I hate it when Tim would come up here and sit down and go, your fuzzy little asshole is millimeters off of where I put food.
He always come up and sit on the counter.
Oh, my God. Get out a flamethrower and just
You
burn
wouldn't
the
say a
counter.
damn thing. He'd just come in, sit on the counter for 2-3 minutes, and then leave.
Man, I hope Dave's okay.
Yes.
Yes.
Dave?
Our guy.
Yeah.
Yeah. He's okay. Right? What we talked about, that little with Brenda.
Oh.
She brought him in, and he's freaking
Well, I mean,
awesome.
yeah, I mean, KOA's doing great, though. Well, at least.
You know, that piece is good. Did you have enough?
Great. That's all I worry.
Did you like it?
At least so Dave says. I mean,
Yeah, that's the important thing.
Man, God, I don't want to do anything again. It is the craziest noon problem.
Then don't do anything. Will it help you? Will it help future you?
Immensely.
Then you gotta do it.
Only because then there'd be less tomorrow.
Yeah.
I need to empty
Would there
the van.
actually be less tomorrow?
No, because I have to empty the van and then reload the van to go to both. I could empty the van today, or I could do both tomorrow and one day.
Or you could do both today. And then
I can't load it today.
Why not?
Please tell me that sounds as crazy as it is.
I mean,
I don't want to do that much.
9 months after a New
Sure,
York jury
okay.
convicted Sean Diddy
All right.
transporting
Sean Diddy. I think he did.
Diddy? Did he dumb? Did he do?
Did he sure as heck did do it.
ABC's Peter Colombo says that the three-judge panel, though,
Peter Colombo.
skeptical of the argument.
If the this higher, they could ask the Supreme Court to intervene if it doesn't go their way. And regardless of the outcome, it seems like there's a possibility that Trump could be released earlier than we'd expect. At the moment, the Bureau of Prisons has him slated to get out in about 2 years, though that could be sped up because of the First Step Act, and if he participates in a drug rehabilitation program. Also, that the appeals court rules in his favor, it's possible they reduce his sentence.
The Artemis II crew in its final days of its 10-day lunar mission. After a successful flyby around the moon, astronauts are preparing for another critical phase, tomorrow's return to Earth. Splashdown scheduled 8:07 Eastern. Michelle Franzen.
That's mighty specific.
Since the moment you were born, I've made 1,000 wishes. Wishes for your future. In a world that's changing fast. For all of the things you may one day do. Do right and laugh. Do win and lose. Do learn from your mistakes. And challenge yourself to grow.
Every time I have to contact someone for a 120, I feel like I'm annoying them, but then I realize I get in trouble if I don't. I don't, so it makes me feel not as bad.
But here's the other thing. They're
pay another. Yeah, that's another thing I was thinking of. It's like,
yeah.
KHOW News Time, 12:03.
Along with many other cities, the city of Brighton is the latest in the metro area to issue mandatory Stage 1 water restrictions. Brenda Stewart reports.
Brighton city leaders voted unanimously to join Denver, Aurora, Arvada, Highlands Ranch, Thornton, Golden, Boulder, and Erie to limit lawn watering and reduce water use by at least 20%. The low snowpack also has the cities limiting the time.
I was almost going to throw in a bottle of Lysol next door, like a grenade.
Okay, yeah.
But you haven't heard it.
No, not that far. I barely hear the "What's in his can" anymore.
Oh my God!
But there are times I do hear it. All right.
The chances for Thursday afternoon.
It's like he's trying to get something out of his can. Rough. And because he had never heard it before, at least not sitting out there, Brown would come in here and go, "What are you doing?"
Yeah, he thought it was you.
It's not in here.
Makes perfect sense.
I am for almost no reason carrying around a rubber mallet, but no, I wasn't making any noise.
Is that one of the fancy ones that's it's like weighted so it doesn't bounce?
It's got the hard in his. Neighbors being noisy, grab a rubber mallet.
That'll keep Steve quiet. Down to one lane, and we're looking at about a 3 to 4 mile backup there. With traffic, I'm Jonathan Steele.
This report is sponsored by Lowe's. During Lowe's Deck Days, pros get 15% off all-in stock composite decking. Plus, get a free DeWalt 20-volt max 5-amp-hour battery when you buy a select DeWalt tool. Shop the brands pros trust at Lowe's. Valid through 4/22 while supplies last. Selection varies by location.
Need a whole house repipe or a water heater? Euro Plumbing delivers the lowest prices in Denver, hands down. Water heaters installed starting at $14.99. Expert repiping with long-lasting packs at rock-bottom pricing. Free estimates, no gimmicks, just great service and savings. Euro Plumbing, your low-price leader in Colorado. Call 720-500-3000. 720-500-3000.
No, I watched episode 1 of The Boys.
Yeah?
Sorry.
Oh, really?
I don't know.
Really?
Okay. Episode 1 was okay. It was okay.
Okay.
I think they're setting up stuff, obviously.
Well, I mean, it's the final season, so they've got to really...
Oh, it is the final season?
Pretty sure, yeah.
Okay, cool.
Okay, what is it?
Because they released 2 episodes. They didn't release 3, they released 2. So I'm caught up. But I want to get caught up on Gen V, though, because I saw a couple of the characters in there already.
Yeah.
What's your dad been doing these days?
I did.
You did tell me.
Do you want little other rumors?
Yeah, sure, that's fine. Yeah.
Okay. I didn't know if you were a spoiler guy or but I did scroll through social media. I didn't see who, but somebody important dies.
I think I know who. I think I know who.
Tell these guys I'm coming right out to them.
In modern American history, where this battle between good and evil hangs in the balance in Iran, with the regime repeatedly violating the ceasefire. Sheriff Steve Reams will be in the house. Join him at 4:06.
Ripped off, bad news. You need advice so you don't have to lose. We'll come running just as fast as we can. Troubleshooter's gonna help the common man.
This is the Troubleshooter Show. Now, Tom Martino.
Hello, Tom Martino here. Welcome to the show. Our number is 303-713-TALK, 713-8255, or 303-MARTINO 24/7. We are the only show to talk about everyday life. Just really everyday life, the things that tick you off, the things that make you tick. We try to solve problems and help you through everyday aches and pains. It's a consumer show, consumer advocacy. Peter, you have a comment on housing. I was saying how fewer people are buying now. A lot of younger people are deciding to rent and save money. Interest rates and equity Yeah, not equity, but appreciation in equity has put homes out of reach for a lot of people. Go ahead, Peter.
Hey, Tom, what's happening, man? Hey, couple comments. First comment is on the credit card. Credit card is a luxury. You know, folks don't have any idea about that. You know, if you handle a credit card, your life will be easy peasy. Second comment on a vehicle. I have a 2010 Toyota Tundra with about 147,000 miles on it. Beautiful Toyota Tundra, 18 years old for 16 years old. Was absolutely phenomenal. I wouldn't get rid of it for nothing in the world.
Yeah.
And the third thing is housing. Housing is it's outrageous right about now.
Yes,
I've been in my home for 45 years. Yeah, I've been in my home for 45 years. A small rancher, 4-bedroom rancher, yada yada yada. I paid. Guess what I paid for it? I paid $48,000 for this home back in 1982.
Holy
and I'm still
crap.
in it today. It's a beautiful home. And it's all revamped. We did my kitchen, new appliances, yada, yada, yada. So I'm planning on having me bury me in the backyard, okay? So it's a good home. But you have to be a smart investor in anything you do. Home, real estate, vehicle, credit cards, yada, yada, yada. So anyway, I just thought I'd put that little plug in.
Peter, you're right, but people now, think about someone now graduating from high school, going into college or graduating college. They don't have it like you had it. I mean, it's good that you're keeping your car. People are under such pressure. It's amazing to me what a young person has to make just to do rent and basic transportation. It's very difficult. But thanks for calling, Peter. You know what? Credit cards are a luxury. The problem is we've treated credit cards like extra income, and it comes back to bite us. But I'm going to talk about the mistakes that in a minute here that confronts young people. Right now, Sharon has a life insurance issue. Go ahead, Sharon. Hi, what's going on?
Hello, how are you?
What's happening? I'm doing good. What's going on with you?
So I've had State Farm since basically when I was 16 years old for car insurance.
Yeah.
And then when I got married, I flipped over to SAA because my ex was military.
Yeah.
And so then after we got divorced, I went back to State Farm. I've had State Farm for now almost 9 years.
Yeah, State Farm is not, by the way, I just want to tell you, State Farm is not a great insurance company, but I just want to put that out there. I'm sorry to have to tell you that. So what's going on?
Well, okay, so in 2018, like everybody else did, I had my roof repaired.
Okay.
So that they, handled that. They paid it out and everything. In 2024, we had another hail storm, and I'm the type of person who doesn't want to call my insurance after every little hailstorm. But at the time, my neighbor was getting her roof checked, so I said, hey, while you're up there, can you check mine? Well, of course, my roof had a good amount of damage.
And this was in 2022?
No. In 2024, we had another hailstorm.
Oh, 2024.
So
okay, go ahead. I get it. 2024.
Yeah.
And you had it replaced in 2018.
No. The first roof I got replaced in 2018.
Yeah, that's what I said,
After
2018.
the first hailstorm.
And then in 2024, you had another storm.
Right, and I recently got my roof fixed in 2026, just recently.
Okay.
Okay, which should have been fine. State Farm paid the claim. They didn't question it or anything. I was able to get class on, which means, one, I ended up getting a refund from State Farm. And second, they had to lower my premium because they're better shingles. Then my agent contacted me, letting me know that State Farm was going to not renew my insurance.
Right. When did they tell you? When did they tell you they were not going to renew?
After they paid out the refund and knew that they were going to have to reduce my premium.
Was
But the
that in
question is,
2024 you were told, or in 2025?
No, in 2026, just recently.
Oh, okay, got it. All right.
But see, the strange thing is my son's car got broken into and his camera equipment got stolen. I put a claim through.
Uh-oh.
So we found out that it was less than my deductible, so we never actually got paid out for it.
It doesn't
Now,
matter.
what some of these insurance companies, but what some of these insurance companies doesn't tell you, it doesn't matter if they don't get a payout.
I know.
It's how many claims you put through, and they don't tell people that.
Not listen to this, Sharon. You don't even have to put a claim through. Henry, isn't it true that if someone calls just to see if they have damage and the adjuster finds out there is no damage and not a penny is paid and not a claim is made, it still counts against them?
100%. And that's what we're hearing from a lot of the different insurance that we work
So
with.
I tell people, never call your insurance to find out if you have damage, because they'll count it against you even if there is no claim. So what they're, Sharon, you have a bad pattern here according to them, because they replace your roof in 18, they replace your roofs in 24, and then you had a car break in when? In 25?
Well, no, the car break-in was 2024. The roof replaced was 2026.
Okay. So in 2024, you had another storm, I thought you said. But, okay, it's 20.
Well, that was the hailstorm, but I didn't get the roof fixed until 2026.
Oh, really? Why did you wait so long?
Because I know the fact that it's not good for an individual.
But did your insurance pay for it?
Company.
Did your insurance pay for the roof 2 years after the storm?
Yes.
That's odd.
We have seen
And
some of
then,
these
like I
policies
said,
do stuff like
then
that.
because they found out that I had new shingles put on, the good ones, and they had to refund me because of the layover of my policy.
Yeah.
And then my premium was going to have to go down. That's when it triggered like a dominoes effect. I'm like, well, we can't keep, we have to kick her out
Sharon,
because
what's
we're paying her too
happening
much
is
money.
you have two different departments you're dealing with. One rates you on the type of roof you had done, and that's why they gave you a lower rate. But then they have another department that is renewing, and they're looking at the number of claims. And that's why they decided not to renew you. But I'm going to tell you, Sharon, there's nothing you can do once they decide they're not going to renew you. I mean, have you found other insurance?
Yes, I'm looking. One of the reasons why I am calling you is that I want people to know that please be careful. Some of us don't know. Like, supposedly you can't have two claims within 5 years.
Not only
Even
can't you have two
calling.
claims, you can't. No. You're right. You can't even have two claims that you call about. If let's just say a hailstorm came by in 2024 and you called about it and you found out you had no roof damage. Then let's say it happened again in 2025. You called and you had no hail damage. That would count as two claims against you, even if they did not pay out a dime. I'm telling you, that's the way it works. Even if they didn't pay out a dime.
What I'm hearing.
And you're going to be canceled. And here's the worst part, Sharon. I don't know where you're shopping for new. You should probably call Compass Insurance. They can probably do a really good bid for you. Compass Insurance.
Actually, that's who I am working with.
Good. They can probably find, but you're gonna be considered a high risk right now. Unfortunately, that's the bad part. Even if that's the crazy part. And you know what? It's amazing you brought that up, because we tell people that all the time, that if you ever have a question about a claim, do not call your insurance company. Just asking them about a claim and not filing a claim will still count against you. Thank you for bringing that out, Sharon. I'm sorry that this is happening to you, but Compass will take very good care of you. Thanks for calling on that. By the way, One Clear Choice Garage Doors will help you with your garage door, any part of the door, your opener, or any part of the opener. They're great people. OneClearChoiceDoors.com. They have all of their prices and all of their services on their website, OneClearChoiceDoors.com. 24/7 service. So if you have a problem getting your door closed at night because there's something wrong with it, they come out 24/7. 720-370-3987. OneClearChoiceDoors.com.
Need a sitter? Fast. Sitter City makes it easy to find qualified local sitters right when you need them. Tell us about your family. Browse caregiver profiles and connect today, whether it's last-minute plans, work travel, or just a well-deserved night out. There's a sitter ready to step in. From high-energy playtime to bedtime stories and lights out, Sitter City helps you find your family's perfect match. Don't wait. Get the extra help your family needs now. Visit SitterCity.com and find your perfect sitter today.
All right. If you're looking for a solar system, I want to bring your attention to Alliance Roof and Solar. They do commercial systems, which can save you a bunch of money because the government will pay 70 to 90% in incentives and tax credits for that commercial system. Then you can charge for the power you produce to end users. For example, if you're a landlord with an apartment house or a triplex or a duplex, even a single family home, you can sell the power back to tenants. You can save them money, but still make money on the electricity. Alliance can help you if you're thinking about a solar system and you have a factory, a warehouse, a business, and you want the government to pay for most of it, and you want to sell power back to the grid. 303-704-2449. Alliance Roof and Solar, 303-704-2449.
Injections regained weight nearly 4 times faster than people who lost weight through diet and behavioral programs. Why? Because many medications only work while you stay on them. But when you stop, your old habits return and the weight often comes back. Losing weight is the easy part. Learning how to keep it off while still enjoying life is what truly matters. At ColoradoFatLoss.com, they can help you lose the weight, but their real focus is making sure you keep it off. The ColoradoFatLoss.com doctor-developed program helps clients lose 20 to 40 pounds in about 60 days using real food from the grocery store while teaching you how to maintain your weight long-term without giving up the food you love. To see if you're a candidate, schedule your free consultation today at ColoradoFatLoss.com. That's ColoradoFatLoss.com. Results may vary.
We've been here 30 years, 30 Christmases in this house, and we have the traditions that most families have.
That's Terry talking about her experience with Rhino Shield ceramic coating.
We did a Rhino Shield 14 years ago, and the house still looks the same as the first day. Rhino Shield really worked with me to help me get just the right nice soft yellow, and it's 14 years later, and it's the same color.
The main reason Terry called Rhino Shield is because Rhino Shield is backed by a 25-year warranty.
It just sounded wonderful that we could have the house coated with Rhino Shield and not have to worry about it again for 25 years.
Take it from Terry. Give Rhino Shield a call at 844-31-RHINO. Call now and receive 15% off the regular price. Or go to RhinoShieldCO.com.
There have been neighbors that have come by and said, "Did you just have your house painted?" Because they wanted to know who the contractor was. And I said, "No, it's actually Rhino Shield."
For your 15% off, call now. 844-31-RHINO. Or go to RhinoShieldCO.com.
60% of sales on Amazon come from independent sellers like John from Blue Corn Beeswax Candles.
Hi, I'm Andy Goodacre, potato farmer from Leicestershire, Lincolnshire border.
I've got lots of potatoes left in store, can't get any orders for them. We have here Elland potatoes, good all-rounder, do anything, bags, and we had an order for those on Wednesday come in. I've put them into bags, ready for collection. Yesterday, same old story, lorry didn't turn up, they're still here. It's a big heap in the corner. We've got 250, 300 tons of Fontaine potatoes that were destined for a big potato processor who makes oven chips that you might know of, and they haven't been collected.
He just doesn't have enough houses. So if you have a house, Troy might have that perfect buyer for you right now. Give him a call, 720-900-4433. Let me give you a story. Just last week, Troy listed a house that was on the market for almost a month. You know what? Troy sold it for full price in less than a week. And if for any reason you need to sell right away, Troy will buy your house for all cash, and he can close in as little as 7 days. Call Troy and get your home sold for the most money. 720-900-4433. Again, that's 720-900-4433. Troy Hansford with Remax Professionals, a Colorado licensed broker. Some restrictions apply.
Some companies start with a business plan. Watson Watch started with a purpose. A small team of watch lovers who couldn't find the perfect field watch. So they built it by hand in small batches with the kind of intention you can feel every time you check the time. If you want a watch that's more than a fashion logo, one built by people who actually love this craft, you'll find it at WatsonWatch.com. Watson Watch, purpose-built, small batch. Explore the collection now at WatsonWatch.com. WASSON Watch.com. Take 10% off any watch. Use code KHOW at checkout.
This is Sarah Spain with the latest from iHeart Women's Sports, presented by Capital One.
Front office sports Andy Costabile is reporting that Sachi Sabli is not expected to re-sign with the Phoenix Mercury and is taking meetings with other teams. Sabli landed in Phoenix in February of last year as part of a 3-team trade. She'd spent 5 seasons at Dallas, where she was a 2-time All-Star, first-team All-WNBA, and the WNBA's most improved player in 2023. For more women's sports stories, subscribe to Good Game with Sarah Spain on iHeart Podcasts. Capital One is a founding partner of iHeart Women's Sports Network. Earn unlimited double miles on every purchase with the Capital One Venture X Business Card. Big purchasing power means you can spend more and earn more. The Capital One Venture X Business Card. What's in your wallet? Terms apply. See CapitalOne.com for details.
The Trajan Wealth K-House Studios. Trajan Wealth, your trusted local fiduciary advisors. TrajanWealth.com.
I just got a text that said, Tom, I totally disagree. He says he's in the insurance industry, and he says they do not count claims against you for calling them. They positively, absolutely do. Henry, you've seen it, right? In the roofing business, where people simply call to find out. That's why you always tell them, call a roofer first. Call Excel. Because if you call an adjuster, and they come to your home, even if they find no damage and they pay out 0, it counts against you.
I mean, that's exactly what we're seeing is that, so like what you said, they'll think that they have damage. They'll call their adjuster, and then all of a sudden they're getting denied coverage.
Yeah.
So, I mean, we're a roofing company. We can't guarantee that's what they're doing. But I mean, this has just been,
it's been terrible. Now what she had was she had 2 roofs within a few years. That alone could get her canceled, right? 2 roofs within a few years.
Yeah, that's what we see.
And then on top of that, she called about the son's car being broken into, but they didn't file the claim. They decided not to file, but they called the insurance company to ask about it. So all of a sudden, they have 3 claims. They have 2 that they paid out and 1 that they inquired about. Tom, can you go over the tire pressure recommendation you gave the other day? Okay, just for those listening, I think I gave this out on the air, or I might have written to the guy. No, I must have said it on the air because you heard it. And I wasn't sure if it was off the air for the YouTubers or on the air, but in any case, people asked me, What tire pressure do you use? The one on the tire or the one on the door jamb? What do you think, Henry? Take a guess. You're into cars. What tire pressure do you follow? The one on the tire or the one on the door jamb?
I would go with whichever one's lower.
What about you, Bo?
I would tend to go on whatever the pressure recommendation is on the actual tire, because you could have different tires.
They say, okay, I looked it up. The manufacturer of the tire has recommended tire pressure, but has no idea what vehicle it's going to be on. It's simply the maximum pressure or the ideal pressure for that tire, but it doesn't consider the suspension or the weight or the braking or the particular vehicle. The tire sidewall is maximum pressure that the tire can hold safely. It's do not exceed this limit. The door jamb is a prescription for your car. It is specifically meant for your car. Now,
that makes sense.
You should match the tires to your car because you don't want the door jamb saying more pressure than the tire can safely hold. But once you match the tires to your car, go by the door jamb pressure. So that's the answer, Texter. It's the door jamb that you go by. Now, on the other thing, somebody asked me about the emissions because I went over emissions the other day and they wanted to get this straight. They thought that when they bought a car from a private owner, it still had to pass emissions. It does technically still have to pass emissions, but there's nothing you can do about it. The state will not go after a private owner for selling a car that doesn't pass emissions. So keep that in mind. There is no protection when you buy from a private owner. So before buying a used car from a private owner, you should first have an emission check to make sure it passes, and only buy it if it passes. Do not, and of course you should check it out anyway, right? No matter what.
Right.
But one of the checks you should do is to see that it passes emissions. Even if it's within an emissions period, even if it passed recently, don't assume it's going to pass again. And even if they say, well, look, I just had this sticker done 2 months ago, you still have to have it done. Every new registration needs a new emissions sticker, every single one of them.
Even if it's within the period?
Yeah. If somebody had an emissions done, right?
Right.
And it's a fresh emissions sticker on the car and they sell it to you, you have to have it redone.
Even if it's after.
Absolutely. Even if it was done last week, you have to have it done.
So you should then insist that whoever you're buying a car from, that this seller should provide you with a current emissions tag sticker. Or
no, that's what I'm telling you. If the seller provides you with an emissions, even if it's today, it's not valid unless you have to register the car and get a new one. Every time the car is registered, you need a new one. The only time you can use a pre-existing test is if the test was done, but not used to register the car. For example, someone has a car up for sale. They take it to get tested. Okay. They have the sheet that says it passed, but they didn't use that for their emissions. They just used it because they have their car up for sale. And then if it's 10 months or newer, you can use that test. But normally, you have to get your own test when you buy the car. And that's the confusion. People said, well, he had an existing sticker that was brand new. It doesn't matter. It doesn't matter. In order to register a car in Colorado, you need a new test, okay? Think of this. You need a new test. Unless there was a test done on the car, but it wasn't turned into a sticker.
It wasn't turned in. It was just held in a file.
That's right. So if you're putting up a car for sale and you want to make it easier, you could have the test done.
Right.
Then you take the paperwork, put it in the glove box. When the buyer comes, you can say, by the way, just for your ease of mind, I had it tested a week ago or a month ago. Can't be 10 months. It can be 1 to 10 months. I had it tested. Here it is. And then you get the sticker. But if it was already used to get a sticker, you can't reuse it when you sell it. So if there is a sticker, you need a new sticker, period. The only time you can use a previous test is if it's newer than 10 months old, and only if it hasn't been used to get a sticker. So that's the confusion you're hearing, texter. John, you can't use the fresh sticker. It won't count. You'll have to get a new one. And by the way, with a dealer, remember this part. With a dealer, you get 5 days to get it checked. You get a voucher. And if you don't get it done within that 5 days, you're screwed. If it doesn't pass on the 6th day, you're done. You have to do it within the 5-day window and have that test stamped if it fails, so you can go back to the dealer. Then you can make the dealer either fix the car so it passes, or they have to undo the deal. With a private owner, there's no such protection. And that's what the emissions guidelines are. 303-713-TALK, 713-8255. Waterpros.net. Yes, you can get drinking water, reverse osmosis at the kitchen sink. Never buy bottled water again for just $1,100. Water is not safe anymore, folks. I'm telling you, forever chemicals, plastics, pharmaceuticals, even coming from the city. Seriously, waterpros.net, $1,100, the best drinking water you will ever have. 303-862-5554. Is there anything now?
Nope.
Thank you.
Can I get a first name?
Yep. I can do that promo whenever you have time, Tom.
Okay.
Glenn, and what can we help you out with, Glenn? Okay, about what?
There are so many misunderstandings on things. I'm going to go get another drink. Do you want anything, Henry? Henry, do you want anything?
Yeah, like a water.
Okay.
I go upstairs.
That's good water.
Right, let me just put you in the call thing here. I know it was just a comment for him about the
I'll grab him a water.
XL.
I'm going to grab some of you. Can I have some of that tea?
I'm sorry, one more time.
I need to get up anyway. It's kind of...
Quantum fiber. Oh, okay, got it. I'm going to put you on a brief hold. Just listen through the
I'm
phone for
bored
your
of
name, okay?
watching- Look at cars.
I know. I'm bored not having a little sports car anymore.
Straight Talk Wireless. Every now and then you get a deal that actually feels like a win. With Straight Talk Wireless, you get more and pay less. No complex, no credit checks, no surprises. All on Verizon's 5G network. Find
Is it a C6?
Straightforward prices exclusively at Walmart and StreetTalk.com.
Imagine finding your dream home and moving in right away. No waiting to sell your old place first. Sounds perfect, right? That's exactly what Orchard's Move First, Sell Later program lets you do. Buy your new home now and sell the old one later. Here's how it works. Orchard gives you cash so you can buy and move into your new home first on your timeline. No waiting, no showings, no double moves. Then the Orchard experts take it from there. They handle repairs on your old home for you so you attract the right buyers. Once they're done, a local Orchard agent lists and sells your home for top dollar. Orchard's Move First program gives you the freedom to buy and move into your new home first and sell your old home later. Buy before you sell and get top dollar for your home with Orchard. Ready to find out how much your home is worth? Visit Orchard.com to get your free home valuation. That's Orchard.com.
Buy now, win more with the Children's Hospital Colorado Mighty Millions raffle. Win the spectacular $3 million Winter Park Grand Prize Show Home. It's the ultimate mountain escape featuring a stunning great room, spa-inspired primary suite, and gourmet kitchen, plus bonus cash. Buy now, and you can also win the VIP prize, which includes a Mercedes-Benz convertible and trip to Iceland, or choose $100,000 cash. Get your give on at MightyMillionsRaffle.com.
Beth was a very successful dentist until her back pain made everyday life impossible. She couldn't sit or drive, and her pain was a 10.
So I ended up selling my dental practice, and it was quite the traumatic experience for several years of just chronic pain.
Beth's orthopedic doctor encouraged her to try natural, non-surgical treatments, and that's when she trusted the medical professionals at QC Kinetics.
You're using your own body to heal itself, and there's something to be said for that.
QC Kinetics used Beth's own healing tools in her blood to help relieve the pain that had robbed her of so many things. Fast forward, now Beth is able to
sit without pain longer than 10 minutes, drive my car 30 minutes, an hour without pain, sit at the dinner table with my husband,
and living the life she thought she'd lost. Get relief and start living again. Call QC Kinetics for your free consultation.
Call QC Kinetics, 303-900-8986. That's 303-900-8986. 303-900-8986.
If your old house needs repiping, you'll get the lowest price, guaranteed, from EuroPlumbingColorado.com. That's PEX piping, piping for life. No leaks, no freezing, no hammering, never even a pinhole. And if you need a water heater, get the best price.
That's right here.
$14.99 fully installed. 6-year warranty. The guaranteed lowest price on all plumbing. EuroPlumbingColorado.com. 720-500-3000. EuroPlumbingColorado.com.
When you're hiring, have you ever felt like you're missing out on meeting truly great candidates for your roles? It seems impossible to find them. They have to be out there somewhere, right? Well, they're not hard to find when you know where to go. And that place is ZipRecruiter. And right now, you can try ZipRecruiter for free at ZipRecruiter.com/radio. ZipRecruiter helps 10 million people with their job search every day. And because these people are actively looking for jobs just like yours, it's easy to find the right person right away. In fact, 4 out of 5 employers who post on ZipRecruiter get a quality candidate within the first day. But if you're not using ZipRecruiter, you're missing out. So see what it's like when the impossible is easy. When you go to ZipRecruiter.com/radio right now to try ZipRecruiter for free. Once again, that's ZipRecruiter.com/radio. ZipRecruiter.com/radio. Never miss out on great candidates with ZipRecruiter.
By texting 64,000, you agree to receive recurring automated marketing messages from IQBar. That's intended rates may apply. No cases required. Terms apply. Available at iqbar.com/policy/terms of service.
I've got good news and bad news. Here's the bad news. Most protein bars are packed with sugar and unpronounceable ingredients. The good news? There's a better option. I'm Will, and I created IQBar plant protein bars to empower doers like you with clean, delicious, low-sugar brain and body fuel. IQ bars are packed with 12 grams of protein, brain nutrients like magnesium and lion's mane, and 0 weird stuff. And right now, you can get 20% off all IQ Bar products, plus free shipping. Try our delicious IQ Bar sampler pack with 7 plant protein bars, 4 hydration mixes, and 4 enhanced coffee sticks. Clean ingredients, amazing taste, and you'll love how you feel. Be fuel smarter, hydrate harder, caffeinate larger with IQ Bar.
Now you can get 20% off all IQ Bar products plus free shipping when you text radio to 64,000. Text radio to 64,000 to get your 20% off. That's radio to 64,000.
$99 gutter cleanings. Go to excelroofing.com.
Denver's talk station, 630 KHOW.
Hi, Tom Martino here. Welcome to the show. Glenn, what's going on with you, Glenn? What's happening?
Well, I just wanted to follow up and say thank you to Bo for his help in getting an issue resolved with quantum fiber.
Okay, Glenn, when did you call in originally? I'm trying to find your call here.
I think back in the middle of March, around the 14th is when I first spoke with Bo from your office.
It was on March 13th.
He has been very diligent.
March 13th. Well, that's really good. That's cool. Tell me what happened. What was wrong with them? Is this the one where they didn't bury it?
Exactly. Yes. This started back in Thanksgiving.
Yeah,
they laid a cable and said, "Oh, we'll bury it." And during the winter, I didn't care too much. But back at the end of February, I started to contact them and just got the runaround. And the wife said, "Well, get a hold of Tom Martino." So you guys came to my rescue, and I
I'm
want to
glad.
thank you.
Well, thank you for letting us know that. That's pretty cool. I can get my dinger out for that. So, Bo, what did you have to do? Just make a phone call?
I wish it was that easy. I made 4 phone calls and then sent letters to the Quantum Media Relations. So I guess I'll just go ahead and tell the truth what I did. I was so frustrated. I went out there last week and posted a note and just simply cut the wire. And I told Glenn, by cutting the wire, instead of waiting 6 months, just hear me out. I said, they'll be out here within a week to bury it.
Oh,
I did what I could.
Oh, my God.
But, I mean, we just couldn't get it. I mean, Glenn called him 7 or 8, 10 times. I just cut.
We got an outlaw here.
I am an outlaw, bad boy.
Holy crap. By the way, that was just...
Sorry, I'm just a bad boy.
That was horrible.
Yeah, but
oh my God.
The goal is to take care of our
But
listeners.
they can't prove he did it.
Nope.
He went out there and discovered it was cut.
Yeah, when I went out there, I didn't see anything. I said, Glenn, I think you're okay.
So they came out, and not only did they fix it, they buried it.
They repaired it and buried it all within a couple of days.
Oh, and they never answered your calls. Holy.
I even filed a claim.
Holy crap. You know what we got here, man? We got a badass. I'm sorry. I'm looking for the appropriate sound effect here. I don't even know if I have one.
You got to go clear out to the airport to do it, too. Right, Glenn?
Oh, goodness gracious.
Valley.
Here it is. Listen. Yeah. Don't mess with Bo.
And Glenn can get his landscaping done now.
Glenn, thank you for calling. We appreciate it. All right. Let's talk about, I heard you on the commercial, Henry, you were talking about gutter cleaning for $99. Great deal. But you're going to offer something special now for people over 80.
Yep. So we are running a special. Of course, we're doing our $99 gutter cleanings. And then also for today, the first 5 callers over 80 that call Excel Roofing, they have to call. Someone can't call for them. They will get a free gutter cleaning. We'll come out, take care of your gutters, your downspouts, get all that gunk cleared out of there. A lot of people don't know, but, clogged gutters can cause a lot of damage to your house.
They cause damage to your house for sure.
It backs the water up into that fascia board. It starts rotting, can sometimes lead to you having to replace the whole section of fascia, as well as the water can get into the house.
So here, I'm going to give the number. Now, you got to be 80 or older. So if you know someone 80, call them and tell them to call, okay? They won't have to show their driver's license, right?
Nope, they just need to call, and it has to be them. It can't be
yeah, come on. Be honest. If you're 80 or older, 303-761-6400, 303-761-6400. Henry, what do you find? Do you find mainly it's people around trees that need the gutter cleaning? What if you're not around? Do you still get debris and crap, don't you?
I mean, you do. Really, those overhanging trees cause
that's the biggest problem.
Issues. Yeah.
Hey, Mark, do you clean your own gutters? I mean, you have a ton of trees.
Oh, hell no. I have Excel out twice a year to do our gutters. Twice a year. We have so many pine needles, it's insane.
I know it. And a lot of roof line. So that's
especially good. When someone lands a helicopter near my house and blows all the dead needles in there.
Mark's house has become a favorite destination of ours. When we're out flying about, we land in his cul-de-sac. The neighbors they're so used to it now, they don't even come out. They just, hey, Mark.
No.
Yep. Anyway, so it's 303-761-6400. Okay. The auto show, I want to remind people, it starts tomorrow. The Colorado Convention Center. Mark, we should probably have somebody go down there and check it out for us. It's the Colorado Convention Center, 700 14th Street. Okay, go to theColoradoAutoShow.com to get tickets. They're $16, and that starts tomorrow. It's Friday 10 to 9, Saturday 10 to 9, and then Sunday 10 to 6. On a roofing question, Henry, are you guys still doing any stone roofs or slate? Is that still, that's almost cost prohibitive, isn't it? Slate roofs. You can get stuff that looks almost just like it. That's like plastic, right?
Yeah, if someone wants a slate roof, we'll usually go with like a synthetic option. That's one of those plastic.
And it looks just like it.
Yeah, it looks just like slate.
In fact, it's better than having the slate because it won't crack. And it won't crack when you walk on it.
Yeah, it won't crack. And then also the cost of a slate roof is super expensive. But if somebody out there like in the Denver area wants a slate roof, I mean, Excel, we can definitely get a slate roof installed for them.
All right, here's a text. Tom, Heidi Klum had her lower ribs removed from modeling more than 10 years ago. Because I talked about the new trend in not only weight loss, but cosmetic surgery. People are literally having what's called rib remodeling, where they're shrinking the size of their rib cage in order to be thinner and have a thinner torso. They're removing ribs, but some are actually shortening their rib, not shortening them, but compressing the size of their torso through rib remodeling. And on that note of diets, did you know that the GLP-1 injections, they can track from the time they became popular? Farmers are starting to lose money on grains and potatoes. Not lose money, but they're starting to have gluts because people are cutting down on high carb foods made from grains and potatoes. In fact, there is a potato glut, and they're attributing it to GLP-1. They say that the glut of potatoes, along with grains and other high carbohydrate foods, have had a noticeable decrease since GLP-1 injections. That's amazing, isn't it? Because people are eating less of that stuff. And they say that they could track it almost exactly to when GLP-1s became highly available to the general public. We got more coming up on the Troubleshooter Show right after this.
Now, impact traffic.
Up at the higher elevation, there is a safety closure of westbound Highway 6 at Tunnel 1 for emergency tunnel maintenance issues. Eastbound lanes have reopened, but just be aware of that if you're traveling through Clear Creek Canyon. Here closer to town, the drive on I-25 looks great through downtown. No problems through your tech center. There is a crash reported at Buckley and Alameda Parkway. Watch for that. I'm Chris McLaughlin with traffic.
This report is sponsored by Dairy Queen. The only thing better than grabbing a Blizzard treat on a warm, sunny day would be snagging a second one for just 99 cents with the Blizzard Double Flip Deal. It's buy one Blizzard treat, get another one for just 99 cents when you order in the DQ app. DQ. Happy tastes good. For limited time at participating U.S. locations.
All right. If you want to become a landlord, but you don't want the conventional risks and hassles, try the Vestero way. This is where buying brokers help you find homes in promising markets where the equity upside is strong, where the rents are strong, and where you can become a landlord with their guidance. They help you rent out the house and manage it through their managing affiliations. They help you with insuring it or anything else you need. Anything you need to be a landlord, they help you with. They hold your hand through the whole process. It's called Vestera Turnkey. Find out more about the program if you wanted to be a landlord. MyBiggestReturn.com. They help you when it comes time to sell too, and people are reporting increases on their cash investment of 30 and 40%. MyBiggestReturn.com.
We had.
Hello?
Yeah? You need some?
No, I was talking to a caller.
Oh, sorry.
Do you need something?
How do you call and then say hello and then nothing else?
Spam.
think about that.
Transforms pools, patios, garage floors, and driveways in as little as 1 day, and it comes with a lifetime warranty.
Warranties are real important for us, and to know that should there be an issue, Galaxy will stand behind it. That's pretty much what tips us over to go with Galaxy.
Click on GalaxyConcreteCoatings.com and remember to like us on Facebook.
We are so proud to open our garage door.
We're out of this
You know
world.
what sets John Clace apart from other lenders? You're going direct, no middleman. That means low rates and low fees. John offers home loans of all kinds, lines of credit. He's also an expert with people that are self-employed, credit challenged, or just have a unique financial situation. If other lenders say no, John can often say yes. Call John 303-577-7206. 303-577-7206. John Clace, NMLS ID 271003. CMG Home Loans, NMLS ID 1820. Equal Housing Opportunity.
Hi, I'm Gary Bell of the law firm of Bell and Pollock. This is your Legal Minute. All right, let's go at it like this today. Raise your hand, repeat after me. I state your name, pledge and affirm that if I'm in a car crash, I understand the at-fault party's insurance company will try to beat my injury claim. I will obtain and follow a legal game plan. I understand the insurance company already has their strategy and legal game plan ready to go against me. I know the first phone call to the adjuster is critical. I will not sign their releases. I will not sign their questionnaires. I will protect my legal rights and my claim. I know that I need to be educated. I'm fully aware that the law firm of Bell & Pollock spends time and resources to advocate and educate to help me on my injury claim. Bell & Pollock, injury attorneys on your side. Bell & Pollock can educate you and teach you to protect you and your family. Bell & Pollock, call us at 303-795-5900 or go to championsofthepeople.com. We'll help.
For plumbing, heating, cooling, electric, and drains, think Plumbline Services with quality brands like Carrier. I'm consumer advocate Tom Martino. I use Plumbline in my home. Service professionals, 25 years strong, on a mission of excellence, character, and ethics. Castle Rock to Oak Hollow since 1998. Plumbline and Carrier. Turn to the experts. No phone call, no hassles. PlumlineServices.com.
Service at home, service at heart, Plumbline Services.
April is all about getting dialed in at Triple J Armory in Littleton. Right now, it's spring prep season. Home defense kits, rain starter packs, and deals on 9mm to keep you sharp every time you hit the lane. Got a tax refund? Don't waste it. Upgrade your setup with premium firearms, optics, and suppressors. And we'll hook you up with bonus gift cards. And coming up soon, bring a buddy week. Free gas passes and BOGO lanes. Because the range is always better with a friend. Triple J Armory in Littleton. Get in, gear up, and hit the range today.
Getting your house ready to sell? Rely on the experience of Frank Duran, the real estate man.com.
Does your home need repairs prior to selling? I have the experience and great local connections to help you determine which items are cost effective. We will detail which simple, easy steps you can make to enhance your home's appeal. I'm with you every step of the way.
I'm consumer advocate Tom Martino, urging you to use Frank Duran, the real estate man.com with Remax Alliance, 303-920-1622.
April is prime sports time. Launches at 3. And iHeartRadio has you locked in. Start your day with Fox Sports Radio's Dan Patrick, getting you caught up on the biggest stories.
We got some interesting scenarios here.
Then find your favorite baseball team hitting the diamond. Or dive into mock draft season with NFL Daily.
We know Mendoza's going number 1. Who do you have at number 2?
From NBA and NHL playoffs to the draft podium, we've got you covered. Open the iHeartRadio app, search sports, and listen now.
It's the Dan Kaplan Show.
Afternoons 4 to 6.
Thursday, 406. We're at a moment like no other in modern American history where this battle between good and evil hangs in the balance in Iran, with the regime repeatedly violating the ceasefire. Sheriff Steve Reeves.
In the House, join him at 406.
Hi, I'm Tom Martino, your troubleshooter. 303-713-TALK, 713-8255. So do you remember we had a guy complain about Einstein's? Bo, you took that case, didn't you?
Yes, I did. I'm proud to take that case.
Okay. Here, it was a very simple thing. This guy gets an email saying, what, if he was one of the first 50 at this Einstein Bagel,
right?
He would get a promotion, a card that would be good for a free bagel with a smear of cream cheese every Monday
For a year, for 52 weeks.
For 52 weeks. Here's how it worked. If you showed up that day at Einstein, and you were one of the first 50, they gave you this card. You took the card home and you registered online. Then every Sunday night for 52 weeks, they would leave a QR code or something in your mailbox, in your email box. Good for one bagel.
It was an app on his phone where he could
it was the Einstein app.
Right.
That's right. But you had to go first to Einstein, and then the first 50 people got this card, which let them sign up at home, and they used the Einstein app, and every Sunday night, a free coupon would show up in his Einstein inbox. He would take that app to the store.
And to any store.
To any Einstein.
As it wasn't restricted to they did this for a grand opening of one particular store on University, but his coupon didn't say it was that store.
All right, we're running out of time, so what we'll do is we'll come back. I want to find out what happened. We figured, how could people be so penny-ante about this and not, they kept ghosting the guy, and they said it was a mistake. He got up at 5 in the morning to be over there at 6 so he could be one of the first 50, and then had trouble getting his card, his bagel. We got more coming up on that and more after this.
If your AC hasn't been cleaned, you'll
You got your ice machine, your ice container fixed.
Is it connected?
Yeah, your spring was stuck. So
but it's not turning though when you turn it.
It should be. I put graphite on the return spring. It should be working fine.
So
the spring wasn't engaging.
Okay, so therefore it wasn't.
Yeah, so I took it out to I brought it in. I brought some tools and put graphite on the spring.
Oh, really? Cool.
Yeah. If it works, I'll send you a service bill. Roma, I'll give you Roma's rate.
Roma's a good guy, man.
We're Henyon and Walsh, and a human connection. Get a second opinion. Call 800-279-5279 or find us online. Investing involves risk, including the possible loss of principal. Advisory services provided by Henyon and Walsh Asset Management. Securities offered by Henyon and Walsh, member FINRA SIPC.
630 KL. Denver's talk station.
KRFX HD2 Denver.
KHOW Denver. This is 630 KL. Denver's talk station. An iHeart radio station. Guaranteed human.
ABC News, I'm Michelle Franzen. Israel says it's ready to hold direct talks with Lebanon, but Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu in an address a short time ago telling Israelis there is no ceasefire yet with Lebanon as it carry out deadly strikes targeting Hezbollah. It comes as negotiations between the U.S. and Iran begin tomorrow. ABC's Mary Bruce says the reopening of the Strait of Hormuz is at the center.
The vice president, who is now leading negotiations and eager to tout this truce, says the ceasefire is, quote, in a good spot, even as the strait remains closed, chalking it up to a, quote, misunderstanding.
I think the Iranians thought that the ceasefire included Lebanon, and it just didn't. We never made that promise. We never indicated that was going to be the case.
Talks are set to begin this weekend in Pakistan, but huge questions remain, including who will ultimately control the strait.
Self-driving car companies Waymo and Waze announcing a new joint pilot program to detect potholes. The real-time data will be available for city and state transportation departments. This is ABC News. A jury in Hawaii returned a verdict in the trial of the Maui doctor charged in the attempted murder of his wife while on a hiking trail. Gerhard Koenig was convicted of attempted manslaughter.
Prosecutors claim when Koenig confronted her about flirting messages with another man, he tried to push her off a cliff, then tried to inject her with a syringe before beating her with a rock. She testified she pleaded with him to stop.
You have to stop. Leaving the scene, like, you're done.
Koenig claimed she attacked him first, and he reacted.
But I don't know if you have the water turned on for you to make ice, Tom.
Where do you turn that on?
I couldn't figure out how your water. I don't know if it's automatic or if there's a shutoff valve for your water line for ice cubes. But I'd wait till tomorrow morning. If there's ice in it, then it's a moot point.
Experts say climate change is to blame. The red list of threatened species includes the emperor penguin and the Antarctic fur seal. Michelle Franzen, ABC News.
Hey, sis. Missed you this morning. Kim told me you weren't feeling well, so I'm just doing a self-care check.
Oh, thank you, friend.
How you doing?
Girl, listen, my energy was so low because I didn't eat breakfast when I got up, so I had to miss virtual yoga with y'all.
Trust me, I understand.
But I'm doing much better now that I've eaten, so I'm back on track.
Great. In that case, let's get some steps in tonight. I'll come over and we can walk around the lake.
Sounds good. Appreciate you being in my business, too. Now, let me get in yours. Did you check your blood pressure today?
I did that and my squats. Okay?
Okay. Oh, God.
Blood pressure is not going to be my friend if I can help it.
Wait.
See you at 6?
Let's get it. See you then.
Now more than ever, it's important that we protect our hearts and the hearts of those we love. Check in on one another and be a part of a healthy blood pressure movement. Rally your squad to take the online pledge at releasethepressure.org. Brought to you by the Release the Pressure Coalition and the
Oh, there we go. Hey, is this you, Joe or Jordan? Awesome. Is it Joe? Perfect. Awesome. I'll get you in queue right now. And is there anything specific we're talking about? Okay, got it. Give me 1 second.
The cost of $1.10 for every 1,000 gallons of water over a household's average winter use will be in effect for 1 year. The Red Bull Soapbox Race is rolling into Denver this June. Mayor Mike Johnson says it's like a typical soapbox derby race with a splash of Red Bull entertainment.
Yeah, it's a bit like, imagine a terrible idea you had with your friends when you were 13 years old on a summer afternoon. Where you're like, what if we just take this box in the garage and put wheels on it and run it down a hill?
As you'd expect, very few make it to the finish line.
Oh, the back rails have gone. Picking up speed. Oh, he couldn't hold it.
The race is set for June 13th at Empower Field at Mile High, and it's free to enter as well as to attend. With the latest,
What's that?
The Red Bull Soapbox races.
Oh.
James Cart and they were flying.
This is because of a car off to the right shoulder of southbound I-25, right around Bellevue, right at the end of that ramp, and folks are using some caution moving their way past that. Now, other than that, I-25 traffic is moving along really well. No other accidents or stalls. I'm Chris McLaughlin with traffic.
This report is sponsored by Blindster.com.
Hi, I'm Kyle from Blindster.com. If you price custom blinds at a retail store, you know how expensive they can be. At Blindster, we do things differently. You measure at home, install yourself, and save big on custom blinds. Plus, we guarantee they'll fit. Blindster.com.
Let's talk about your hair. But first, talk about my hair. Many of you know I have great hair, and that's because of advanced hair. I'm living proof that their simple one-day treatment offers life-changing results. It's not magic, but close to it. They put your hair where you need it the most, and bam, it grows. That's science. Advanced hair has it all. Top-rated Dr. Tanya Paul, modern technology, and best of all, you get your very own natural hair regrowing the very next day. Advanced hair guarantees your hair to grow for life. So schedule your free consultation now. I'll get you $250 off and 250 free hair grafts. This is an incredible offer for a limited time. Advanced Hair is the winner of Westward's Best of Denver, and it's changed the lives of tens of thousands of people, including me. Now it's your turn. 720-459-HAIR. That's 720-459-HAIR, or go online to advancedhair.com.
April is all about getting dialed in at Triple J Armory in Littleton. Right now, it's spring prep season. Home defense kits, range starter packs, and deals on 9mm to keep you sharp every time you hit the lane. Got a tax refund? Don't waste it. Upgrade your setup with premium firearms, optics, and suppressors, and we'll hook you up with bonus gift cards. And coming up soon, bring a buddy week. Free gas passes and BOGO lanes, because the range is always better with a friend. Triple J Armory in Littleton. Get in, gear up, and hit the range today.
EuroPlumbingColorado.com has the lowest prices guaranteed.
Here's what's happening. Iraq and ongoing ceasefire. I think the Iranians thought the ceasefire included Lebanon, and it just didn't.
NATO.
NATO is a paper tiger. He is disappointed.
Afternoons 4 to 6.
Saturday, Dan Kaplis.
Thanks for taking the call.
Sure. Brian Schuling live.
That producer here, Brian Schuling, he does a great show.
Morning 6 to 10.
I gotta tell you guys, I love you both.
This is Denver's
Station 630 KHOW.
Yeah.
Ripped off, bad news.
You need advice so you don't have to lose. We'll come running just as fast as we can. Troubleshooter's gonna help a common man.
This is the Troubleshooter Show. Now, Tom Martino.
Hello, Tom Martino here. Welcome to the show. If you have a problem, a question, or complaint, you can call us at 303-713-TALK, 303-713-8255, or 303-MARTINO, 303-627-8466. I have Henry Bretz with us from Excel Roofing. We've been talking about Excel doing more than just roofing now. They're getting into siding and windows. They do gutters, of course, and now they're doing gutter cleanings. And if they haven't been filled up, there's a slot today for 5 free gutter cleanings for anyone who calls who is over 80. If you call up, you're over 80, you can get a free gutter cleaning, 303-761-6400. And then, of course, gutter cleaning is pretty low anyway. It starts at $99. So, Henry, that's pretty cool. I mean, so as far as painting goes, when did you start doing painting? You said you were doing some of the painting anyway and then decided to make it part of the company. What's going on with that?
Yeah, so we've been around for 32 years, and we've really been painting the whole time. I mean, when we've had these insurance claims, we would go ahead and take care of the additional damage on the exterior of the house.
Yeah.
And so painting it fits into a retail sale. Like our market's going towards a retail market, with roofing. So it's perfect to integrate painting into there. And of course, you do gutters and all this other stuff. And I was showing you earlier, I've been working on these different softwares on the website,
right,
where people that can go on there and they can use these self-pricing tools.
Okay, so what does it do actually? They go to excelroofing.com.
Yeah.
And what can they price out?
So if they go to excelroofing.com, or our main homepage there, they can get a ballpark estimate for the roof, and it's a recommendation tool. I'm currently working on it now. I'm going to dial it in a little bit more. I'm going to have the next iteration of it coming out probably by the end of the day.
But it's a self-pricing tool.
Yeah. And so if you go in there.
So I'm in here now. Where do I go when I get on excelroofing.com?
Scroll down just a little bit from the landing page.
Oh, right down there. It's right on the front page.
Right on the front page.
So it says roof estimator and recommendation tool. So right there, the pricing, how do they know what is your budget for this roof replacement? How do they know which one to touch?
Whatever's within their budget. And like I said, I'm going to update this one a little bit more. We're currently working on it. And I'm going to put in there based on a 30 square roof. So that's our average ticket sale.
Okay.
It's about 30 squares. And then, depending on that, it'll go up and down. But you can click.
30 square would be what kind of a house? Like 3,000 square feet, 2,500 square feet? 1 story, 2 story?
Right about there.
About a 2 story?
Yep.
Because a ranch would have more roof line anyway. So you press that button, go on to next, and then it says how long are you going to live in the house, and what does that matter? Because if you're going to stay in there longer, you'd get a better quality roof.
Yeah, especially with the way insurance is going. If you're looking to sell the house in the next 5 years, might make sense to go back with something like an asphalt roof just to get it done.
And it asks what kind of a class you want. It says standard protection, impact resistant, or hail proof. And then you keep going, and then it just gives you results, basically. See my results. And then it's cool. So it gives you a recommendation, a recommended roof, along with the price installed, which would be $18,400 to $21,900 installed, or you can go lower or you can go higher.
Mm-hmm.
This is a cool tool.
So for I'm currently working on all this. So we're going to have pricing tools on like our gutters and trying to do as much online estimating as we can. And, a homeowner can go through this, especially their gutter one, our permanent lighting one. They can go in here and just put the numbers in, and then there's no obligation to even call us. If they just want a ballpark price, what it would cost for their home, we'll have all of this built into our website.
That they don't even have to have somebody go out there.
No.
Okay. So isn't there software that can look at their house too? Can't you look at their roof line if you have their address and give them some kind of an estimate of their roof?
Yeah, so before we were using this software, it's called Roofle. It was Roof Quote Pro, and it'll take an aerial view of the roof and then give you a ballpark price. And so in roofing, we go price per square. So I can tell you like ballpark for like tile roofing is like $1,200, $1,300 a square. And it depends, like the amount of penetrations, skylights, cuts on the roof, stuff like that. That kind of makes the price fluctuate. But like if someone has a pretty basic tile roof, I could tell them, it's $1,200 for stone coated steel, $1,300 with stone coated steel with battens, $1,200 for direct to deck. So we're able to kind of build these pricing models just based off of those rough numbers, and then we can give them to the customer.
All right, 303-713-TALK, 713-8255. So earlier today, we were talking about the car show, and we had the CEO of the Colorado Automobile Dealers Association on. And I mentioned that the industry has kind of changed over the years and gotten a lot better. In fact, customer service index or customer satisfaction index with dealers rose over the years, basically showing that customers are more happy with the dealer experience than they used to be. It used to be that people had reluctance going to a dealer. And CSI was something that was considered really good to get. So if a dealer had a good CSI, then they would get good allotments of cars from the manufacturer. And the manufacturer could literally take away a franchise from people who had really bad CSI because it's bad for the brand. In fact, years ago, we had a family that I famously went to war with all the time. They sucked in the car business, and they had Dodge taken away. I think Chrysler and Dodge taken away from them. Oh. And so here's the deal. If you have a good CSI, that's a good sign. And the premium side, Porsche leads the premium brands, Porsche dealers. And number 2 is Infiniti. And number 3 is Lexus for customer service indexed for the best CSI. It's Porsche first, Infiniti second, and Lexus third. I was trying to get my hands on these numbers while he was on so I could tell him. In the more general market, Mini comes out on top. Mini dealers are really getting high marks, followed by Subaru and then Buick. So basically, if you looked at but all dealers, by the way, across the board have improved. Porsche, as we said, stands out with Infiniti next to that and Lexus. Then Subaru really did well. Mazda is really doing good. Ford leads when it comes to trucks. Toyota is second behind Ford when it comes to trucks. On the weaker end, still improving a bit, but on the lower end of customer satisfaction, Maserati and Ram is near the bottom when it comes to trucks. Again, overall, all dealers have improved over a few years, over several years, but that's really the down low on this. So Ram trucks toward the bottom, Ford trucks at the top with Toyota a close second. And that's how dealers rate. And by the way, the auto show is this weekend starting tomorrow, coloradoautoshow.com for tickets. We have more coming right up.
Here at the Raleigh House, our team of clinical and medical professionals provide unmatched care for depression, trauma, anxiety, and addiction. Your mental health is important to us. Let us be the place where you reconnect, find your purpose, and heal. If you or someone you love is struggling right now, we promise you aren't alone. Head to theRaleighHouse.com for more information or to speak to our amazing admissions team today. The Raleigh House. We're here for you.
Joseph Chiano, can you imagine if you were going to be retiring in the next 5 or 6 years, or if you already had retired and you're looking at the S&P going up and down like crazy? There's got to be a better way to protect your retirement.
So I use a custom.
That is right, Mark. You know, and a lot of people are fearing, that the economy is not doing that great.
Well, I know.
You know what I mean? The stock market has been crazy in the last couple of months. So it goes up and down, like you say, up and down. And people are fed up with that. To be frank with you, they're totally fed up with that. They come to my office and they say that they want to have something certain. Something that is not going to go up and down. They want to have a guarantee. They want to know what they're going to get when they retire. And this is one of the benefits of our annuity that we have. Our annuity is guaranteed not to go up and down. It's going to go up, but never lose what money that you put in, or your gains, or the bonus that we will give at the beginning of the annuity. And at the end, Mark, as you well know, you can actually get a lifetime income guaranteed till the day you die.
And you can't outlive it is one of my favorite parts about that, Joe. Even if you live to, God bless you, 110. But then the long-term care, if you end up needing help as you get older, and a lot of people do, the bottom line is that long-term care benefit kicks in, and that check you get each month, let's say it's $4,000 or $5,000 guaranteed till the day you die, turns into $8,000 or $9,000. It doubles.
That is right. It doubles. It's a beautiful setup. And at the end, there's a death benefit as well. So if somebody wants to pass on their account to their beneficiary, they can do that.
Every single penny you put in. Some of the older annuities, Joe, weren't that great, but these annuities that you represent now are incredible. These are companies that have been around 100 years. I want you to call Joe about guaranteed retirement. If you're just looking at an IRA or a 401k going up and down every day, you got to diversify the closer you get to retirement. Lock in that guaranteed money, and I mean it guaranteed. Lock in the long-term care. That kind of insurance will cost you a fortune now. But go to mymoneymyway.com. That's mymoneymyway.com. Call up Joe or schedule an appointment right there. mymoneymyway.com. Thanks, Joe.
I think I've got your selfie. You sent me something.
Oh, that killed my tongue.
Oh, let me just see what I got you here.
The main reason Rick called Rhino Shield is because Rhino Shield is backed by a 25-year warranty.
We've watched a lot of people get their house painted 3 or 4 times, and we haven't had to do any of it. I don't know about you guys, but I don't want to have to paint it every 5-7 years.
Take it from Rick.
I got a couple questions for Tom, regarding a roof replacement on my rental.
Call now and receive 15% off the regular price, or go to rhinoshieldco.com.
Let's get some love. What does Mark say? Let's get some love out on the air. Is that Sue's?
Call now, 844-31-RHINO, or go to rhinoshieldco.com.
Hey, Brad, say you got your last name spelled right.
All right, folks.
505, right?
Yep, that's it. Standing tall at over 300 feet. The torch in her hand symbolizes
Top of it, 505.
held up by her very wavy arm.
If you have geographic atrophy or GA, subtle changes in vision could mean it's progressing toward irreversible vision loss. Izervay, or Vasen-Capted Pagel, is a prescription eye injection used to treat GA. It's proven to slow GA progression and can preserve your remaining vision for longer, so you can keep seeing the world around you. Don't take Izervay if you have an infection or active swelling in or around your eye. Izervay can cause eye infection, retinal detachment, or increased risk of wet AMD. Izervay may temporarily increase eye pressure. Your vision may be impaired after an eye injection or exam. Don't wait for your vision changes to progress. Ask your retina specialist about Izervay today. To learn more, call 1-855-IZERVAY or go to izervay.com. Paid for by Astellas Pharma.
When you need home repairs, don't let it ruin your day. There's no need to worry, Comline's on the way. From heating and cooling to plumbing to electrical problems, we'll fix it.
warm day, temperatures in the mid-70s with mostly sunny skies and a small chance for rain later on this afternoon. I'm Fox 31, pinpoint weather team meteorologist Kylie Worse.
This report is sponsored by Blindster.com.
Hi, I'm Kyle from Blindster.com. If you price custom blinds at a retail store, you know how expensive they can be. At Blindster, we do things differently. You measure at home, install yourself, and save big on custom blinds. Plus, we guarantee they'll fit. Blindster.com.
This hour from the Trajan Wealth K-House
Trajan Wealth, your trusted local fiduciary advisors. TrajanWealth.com. 630 KHOW, an iHeartRadio station.
Hi, Tom Martino here. Welcome to the show. 303-713-TALK, 713-8255. Bo, if you had a quick question for Henry, I have a text I want to get to on carpets. Go ahead.
Okay. So Henry's company gave me a very good bid on my rental. And I just have a question on the asphalt shingles. I hear there's a is it true there's a 2-ply and 4-ply shingle?
What does that mean?
So that's what you're referring to is the regular dimensional shingle, and then it's really like a tri-lam, and so it's not really 4, but there's just, if you look at a normal shingle, there's usually 2 layers where they're offset a little bit, and then there's the high profile.
You mean like laminated together?
Yeah, there's like
so
two
there's
laminations. And then on a 4, it's a tri-lam is what they call it. It's a little bit higher.
It's thicker, basically.
Yeah.
Okay. And then on the inspection process, when you do the permit, why does the inspector have to come out twice to do?
So we're probably talking. So the permitting, we pull the permit and then we have the city inspector come out. And so sometimes there's what they call a mid-roof. And so that's when we have it dried in. So we tear off all the material and then we do all the underlayment, the flashings, kind of like all the.
Is that the decking or sheathing? What do they call?
It depends. So
okay, I like the word decking.
Yeah. So if your home has like space decking and we need to go back over it with OSB, we'll do the decking or the sheathing. That's what we consider it. And then on top of that, we'll go with the ice and water shield and the underlayment and get all the flashing set in. And then they'll bring in the inspector for that mid roof, and they just want to make sure that basically the water protection is done.
Correct. Okay. And is it the same inspector that does both? Or is that like an inspector for the underlayment and an inspector? I'm just curious about the inspection how they do it.
Yeah, it's going to be the same inspector. I can't guarantee it's going to be the same person.
The same inspector.
Same building inspector, yeah. And so it's the mid-roof. Not all jurisdictions require a mid-roof inspection, but they will want that final inspection.
Okay. Sure. And one last question. What is the the term class 4 shingle mean it's hail proof? For hail resistant?
Yeah, there are different classes. What do the classes mean? People don't know that. They just hear it. They hear class 1 or 2. Is it class 3? What does all that mean?
Yeah, so like a class 2 would be like a builder grade shingle, pretty much something that's pretty much unrated.
Okay,
and that's not going to be very hail resistant. Yeah, that's what a lot of builders.
So the higher the number, the more resistant.
Yeah, so like class 3 is hail rated, not hail rated to the level that class 4 is. Class 4 will usually get you a little bit of an insurance discount, but what we've been seeing is that, and this is just very recent, is that a lot of insurance companies, we're not even seeing much of a discount anymore between class 3 and class 4. But where we are seeing the discount is when a homeowner installs something like a stone-coated steel system. Sometimes then
or what about F-Wave?
I'm not sure if they're doing it for F-Wave. It's pretty specific to the insurance. If they see that it's stone-coated steel, they'll offer a discount. But what you can take advantage of, like with F-Wave or like a synthetic, like Da Vinci or Euro Shield or whatever it is, you can raise your deductible.
Okay.
And so then if you have a higher deductible, your premium will be less.
You raise your deductible because it's most likely not going to destroy the roof.
Yeah, you don't need to worry about,
Why is stone-coated steel so highly rated?
So, it's these metal panels and it has granules on top of it. So
right. But hail can still dent them, right? No?
It can, but like if you think about like a regular like standing seam roof, like the regular metal roofs, you can see all those hail dents in it because it's that shiny, kind of flat metal. With a stone-coated steel system, it's got granules on it like an asphalt shingle, but then it's metal, and so if you dent it, you really can't see it.
So it's not that it doesn't get dented, it's just that it doesn't show.
Yeah, you can't see the damage.
And it doesn't hurt the roof?
No.
Really? Huh.
No.
You can't see it, but it's there.
I mean, but if we're talking like, like softball size hail, it's probably going to put a hole in your roof. But if we're talking about like any, regular size hail, it's going to make it through a lot of storms.
But so would a stone coated steel be better than like EuroShield, how it stands up?
It depends on specifically what you're measuring. And so like if we're talking like pure hail rating, EuroShield is for sure going to be better.
Yeah, or F-Wave.
Yeah, it's a rubber system. Like,
right, that's what I would want more than a stone-coated steel, because it sounds to me like a stone-coated steel just doesn't show the damage, but it gets damaged where it's harder to damage the F-Wave or the EuroShield. It's literally harder to damage it, right?
Yeah,
hail bounces off it.
For sure, but we're both talking about products that are very hail resistant, and so like it's just sure like the stone coated steel will get dented, like, but it'll be minor, and I don't think it's because when we're talking about price, that EuroShield is going to be still significantly more expensive.
Oh, than a stone coated steel?
Yeah, that stone coated steel, because if we have a homeowner who says like, hey, I don't want to replace my roof, but I really got to do this. My insurance is giving me all these problems, whatever.
Right.
We can go over and like some of these cases, we can do an overlay. So we can take that regular asphalt roof and hopefully it's just that one layer. If it's that one layer, we can do a stone coated steel roof direct
and save a lot of money.
And save money. Whereas like if we went with a EuroShield, I mean, for like our average EuroShield job, we're talking like 60 grand.
Oh, wow.
With stone coated steel, we're probably looking at like 40.
Okay. And then regular asphalt's around 30, right?
For that same thing, yeah, 25, 30. I mean, that's based on kind of like a 30 square house.
Are you finding a lot of people upon selling a house have to replace their roof because people get a roof inspection? Is that a lot of your retail business?
Yeah, we're seeing a lot of that recently. And usually what it is that the buyers start using that as a negotiating point, and they put the pressure on the seller that they either need to replace the roof or they want a huge discount. And usually it'll be cheaper for the seller just to replace the roof and get it done with.
All right. By the way, I got a text here about somebody's in the market for carpeting, and they said they've heard so many different aspects of that. But first, before we get into that, and before we go to the next break, I need to know what happened with the Einstein schmear. So when we last talked about it, the guy was promised a bagel for life. No, a bagel for a year, once a week for a year, because he was one of the first 50 to show up. But he had problems getting it. And Einstein kept saying, we're having trouble with the app. We can't give the free bagels out yet. And he was told this over and over and over. So what did you find out?
Basically, before that, they said they weren't going to honor it. They said, no, we made a mistake.
Right. Somehow they made a mistake. But in any case, he was supposed to show up at the store. He would get a card. That card showed him how to sign up on the app. And if he signed up on the app, then every Sunday night, he would get a coupon for a free bagel for Monday.
Right. He went in 6 different times to get his free bagel.
And they wouldn't give it to him. So what's the bottom line? Did you finally get a hold of?
Yeah, the bottom line is they were very evasive. I eventually got a hold of
over a stupid bagel.
I got a hold of a manager named Stephanie at the Colorado Boulevard store. She felt sorry for Philip. She says, I just don't have any control, but she gave me a number of a district manager, but she couldn't give me the name. So after a lot of investigating, checking it out, I was able to email the district manager, and he said he couldn't do anything about it. So I was able to email their media relations.
Golly.
I mean, it's crazy.
This is crazy. Why'd they even have the promotion if they didn't have it set up anyway? So
it's not.
Then what?
So what happened? The district or the manager, someone from media relations, just called me and said, we're going to call your listener, Philip, and get this taken care of, whatever it takes. So he sent me a text over the weekend, and he was able to get his free bagel.
God.
But what I'm worried about is the other 49 people.
Yeah, I mean, did they just do it for him or did they fix the whole thing?
I don't know, Tom. I mean, the other 49, if they want to call into the show, I'm happy to help them out too.
Okay, so the texter who's in the market for carpeting, we'll talk about it coming up. But really,
it was a pain.
What's that?
It was a pain. He could have easily taken him to small claims court because he had.
Yeah, but it's stupid. I mean, look, the bottom line is they had some kind of an offer, and then they ended up not honoring it. And they said they made a mistake. Well, what does that mean? This guy got up at 5 a.m. to be there at 6 to get the bagel. And then, so I guess he's going to get his bagel a week for a year.
He got his first bagel Sunday.
It sounds so petty, doesn't it?
It's a committed customer. You think they'd honor that?
Exactly. Somebody who took the time to do that.
Tom, I even offered, if you don't want to go through the app and the bagel BS, just give him $360 because that's what $6 is times 52 weeks. Just cut him a check and be done with it. And he wouldn't do that. So
yeah, that would have been.
Give him a check. We're just trying to figure out the bagel.
Anyway,
it's difficult.
Anyway, if anyone else got caught in that Einstein promotion, let us know. We have more coming up on the Troubleshooter Show.
Now we'll probably get
KRFX HD2 Denver.
KHOW Denver, an iHeart radio station. Ryan Schuling, mornings at 6. Dan Kaplis, afternoons at 4. This is Denver's talk station, 630 KHOW. Now, impact traffic.
It is a decent drive at this check on our major metro freeways. Up at the higher elevation, Clear Creek Canyon, a safety closure westbound Highway 6 at Tunnel 1 for some emergency tunnel maintenance issues. Those eastbound lanes have reopened. Probably want to stay on I-70 and use that as your alternate. Back here in town, getting word of an accident northbound Parker Road at Orchard, causing some slow traffic in the area. I'm Chris McLaughlin with traffic.
This report is sponsored by Blindster.com.
Hi, I'm Kyle from Blindster.com. If you price custom blinds at a retail store, you know how expensive they can be. At Blindster, we do things differently. You measure at home, install yourself, and save big on custom blinds. Plus, we guarantee they'll fit. Blindster.com.
You know, if you're looking for plumbing, you'll get the best prices guaranteed from EuroPlumbingColorado.com. You got water heaters starting at $14.99. They also do tankless. They do sump pumps. They do garbage disposals. They can repipe your entire house with PEX, and they do all the drywall repair. It's a turnkey project at the best price. They say before you even think about repiping, check with EuroPlumbingColorado.com or any plumbing job, the guaranteed lowest price. 720-500-3000. 720-500-3000. Okay, for those of you, many of you have taken advantage of this. You're thinking about being a landlord. Try the Vestera way. They help you find properties not in Colorado, a terrible market for rentals, but in other markets that have promising upside potential for equity and great strong rents, strong economies, and a great rental market. They help you acquire the house. They're buying brokers. They help you through their management affiliations to rent out the house. And every day-to-day operation, they hold your hand. You become a landlord without the conventional risks and hassles. Then in 2 to 3 years, you sell it for profit. It's that easy. MyBiggestReturn.com. Find out more at MyBiggestReturn.com.
Hey, Tom?
Yes.
Mark's gone.
Okay.
That's actually crazy. What do you think the market value on this would be?
Oh, shit. There's a hole on the other side?
No.
Oh.
Right? What a lucky pull.
Get back to your life with
Huh.
Cosmetic.
Advantage Gold.
See, that's what I hate about AI and editing. I don't know if it's
right. It's like,
real or not.
Real. Yeah.
And that now is the time to diversify.
I want to say no.
Before it's too late. That's why we're offering an emergency gold and silver.
You'd like to think there would be some kind of quality control when they're making that kind of thing, but as I've gotten into my own little world of Nintendo game collecting, there was a run of Nintendo games with a seal of quality that was printed backwards.
Oh.
And that was a real thing that happened. Like, okay, so
interesting.
There are games out there with the Nintendo label backwards. So it really does happen, but it's just like, you think that it shouldn't?
It shouldn't, but then I never see it. But then when I don't know, it's hard.
It's like pennies and stuff. You see pennies with
the misprints and
misprints on those, so why not? Why not the cards?
I'd love to do Pokemon, but you can't. You can't. Like, every King Supers I go into, sold out. Every time I see the stupid Pokemon machine, sold out. Every time there's an online drop, sold out. And it's just those scalpers, man. You can't get anything. Have you seen the ones where they throw hands with people?
Magic cards.
Oh, that was also another one I wanted to get into, but then I was like, oh, okay.
There are literally millions of different cards.
Yeah. Another one, Yu-Gi-Oh! I was looking at.
Yeah. My kids and I did Yu-Gi-Oh! For a while. That was fun.
Yeah. It's fun micro gambling.
Having a workable plan to avoid it is the key to weight loss success. Find out if you're a candidate with a free consultation today at ColoradoFatLoss.com. That's ColoradoFatLoss.com. Head there now. Results may vary.
By texting 64,000, you agree to receive recurring automated marketing messages from IQBar. Message and data rates may apply. No purchase required. Terms apply. Available at iqbar.com/policy/terms of service.
I've got good news and bad news. Here's the bad news. Most protein bars are packed with sugar and unpronounceable ingredients. The good news? There's a better option. I'm Will, and I created
God, I'm full from that pizza.
Oh.
I had 2 slices.
What the hell do you think happened to that?
Heat.
Good best guess. Brain nutrients like magnesium and lion's mane and zero weird stuff. And right now,
that's rough.
Adam, was I supposed to text your mom something?
No, we were joking about the cats, remember?
Okay, because I can't remember. Was I supposed
No,
to
you're
do
good.
something? Am I good?
No.
Okay.
You're good, Bo. You're
I
good.
can't remember. I'm getting old. You know.
You're a troublemaker, but you're good.
I am a troublemaker.
I should say my cats do love me. I was exaggerating a little bit.
Yeah, I think your mom.
One of them does.
Your mom told me to knock it off, Bo.
Yeah. One of the cats likes me, so I guess that's fair.
Hi, Tom Martino, your troubleshooter. 303-713-TALK, 713-8255. Welcome to the show. Got Henry Bress with us from Excel Roofing. Let me go back to my text about carpeting. It can be very confusing. I'm going to try to break it down so it's pretty easy for you. Basically, you have the fiber itself, okay? And really, there's not that many choices. Then you have the density. That's how tightly the carpet is woven. And then you have the twist. What that means is if you look at your carpet, each fiber has a twist. You'll see little twisted yarns, okay? The more twist, the better. And then you have face weight. So basically with the fiber, you're going to have 3 types of fiber. And the best type, bar none, is nylon. Okay? So nylon fiber. A close second is something called Smart Strand. Now, that is a specific brand name, but it's their version of polyester. It's a polyester by DuPont and Mohawk, okay? I believe it's from them. Anyway, it's called Smart Strand, okay? But polyester is third. So first is nylon. Second is Smart Strand. And third is polyester. Smart Strand is almost as good as nylon. Now, the face weight itself, the only way you're going to know the weight is they tell you what it is. It's labeled, okay? And it's anywhere from 25 ounces up to like 95 ounces. Now, obviously, the better the weight, the better the carpet. Okay? So really, if you want a really good quality, you want 40 to 60 ounces. And if you want even the best, you want 60 ounces. So you want nylon, about 60 ounces or close to 60, okay? But that alone isn't going to make it without the proper density, okay? And this is something that salespeople never talk about. You want a high density, okay? And basically, it's either a high density or a lower density. And that's how tightly the fibers are packed onto the backing. Okay? So the more fibers, the more dense. So you could have a heavier, believe it or not, a heavier gauge carpet or a heavier weight carpet, but still have less density. So you want to have both the weight and the density. So remember, so we'll say it again, nylon. Yeah. And you want about anywhere from 50 to 60 ounces or close to that. You want a higher density and then twist each individual thread. The more twists per inch, the better. It's called TPI, twist per inch. So the higher twist, the better. The lower the twist, the faster the carpet wears out. You'll notice carpet looks almost fuzzy. That's when it doesn't have a lot of twist to it. Now, the gauge. The gauge is actually the spacing between the rows of fiber. I know this gets crazy, but the gauge means you want a smaller gauge, denser, okay? Smaller spacing. So instead of 1/10, you want 1/16 or 1/32 if they come like that. But you want tighter spacing in a gauge. So in essence, that's what you have to look for. But don't ignore the pad. You want at least a 7 to 8 pound rebond pad, because if you have a cheap pad, even the best carpet can wear out faster. So you want nylon or Smart Strand, and you want a good pad. You want a good twist, a good weight, and I'm going to summarize it right now. Nylon or Smart Strand, 40 to 60 ounces, a tight density where you can't see the backing. So when you look down at the carpet, you shouldn't, and rub your hands through it, you shouldn't be able to see the backing. You want a high twist in the yarn. And then you want a pad, which is 6 to 8 pounds. So I hope that's enough for you, but that's what you want when it comes to carpeting. We got more coming up on the Troubleshooter Show, 303-713-TALK or 303-MARTINO. We have a few minutes left for your calls.
Now, Impact Traffic.
It is a decent drive at this check on our major metro freeways. Up at the higher elevation, Clear Creek Canyon, a safety closure westbound Highway 6 at Tunnel 1 for some emergency tunnel maintenance issues. Those eastbound lanes have reopened. Probably want to stay on I-70 and use that as your alternate. Back here in town, getting word of an accident northbound Parker Road at Orchard, causing some slow traffic in the area. I'm Chris McLaughlin with traffic.
This report is sponsored by Blindster.com.
Hi, I'm Kyle from Blindster.com. If you price custom blinds at a retail store, you know how expensive they can be. At Blindster, we do things differently. You measure at home, install yourself, and save big on custom blinds. Plus, we guarantee they'll fit. Blindster.com.
All right. If you're looking for the best deal anywhere on your air conditioning for refurbishment, you want Fix It 24/7. For just $39, they refurbish your whole air conditioning system. They take it apart. You won't believe the level of service you get for $39. It's for new customers because they want to show you what they can do and be your customer for all of your needs for plumbing, heating, cooling, electric, and drains. So they take apart your air conditioner, they clean every nook and cranny, they put it all back together, adjust it and tune it for the best operation, adding life and efficiency to your AC for just $39. My God, that's about what you pay for coffee in a week. FixMyHome.com, book now, or call them for this extreme clean tune and check of your AC right now for $39. 720-526-3939.
That's your neighbor Kay, and she's talking about Galaxy Concrete Coatings and their transformation.
Our neighbors in our former home had heard of Galaxy and had their garage floors done. We went over and absolutely fell in love with it and said, that's what we want to do.
And Galaxy Concrete Coatings is not epoxy. It's 4 times stronger.
The proof, well, the guys were polite. They were so efficient. They would explain what they were doing and why they were doing it. It was really a very easy process.
Commercial or residential, Galaxy transforms pools, patios, garage floors, and driveways in as little as 1 day. And it comes with a lifetime warranty.
My personal recommendation is they'll never regret it if they go with Galaxy. And their product is beyond belief, in my opinion.
Click on GalaxyConcreteCoatings.com and remember to like us on Facebook.
We'll never have another house that doesn't have a Galaxy garage door.
We're out of this world.
People are afraid when they're selling their home, and some brokers are selling them short.
There's a surprising number of home sellers and home buyers who lose money through contract negotiations.
That's Frank Duran, the realestateman.com.
Your trusted local
negotiation expert.
I will show you how to avoid making these common mistakes and position you to put more money in your pocket at the closing time.
And they wouldn't like realestateman.com. 313-920-1622.
Wesley Financial Group is not a law firm.
Ask yourself this question. Is it really worth holding on to that timeshare that you know you need to get rid of? Here's the truth. The average maintenance fee just went up over 17%. That could have been 117%, and there's nothing you can do about it. When you buy a timeshare, you give them a blank check for annual maintenance and assessment fees. I'm Chuck McDowell, founder of Wesley Financial Group. For 15 years, I've helped over 50,000 families cancel their timeshare. Not sell it, not transfer it, cancel it. Did you buy a timeshare because they told you it was a great investment and your maintenance fees would never go up? That's a lie. Are you ready to get rid of your timeshare once and for all? Simply call us and I'll send you our timeshare exit kit that explains all your options for cancellation.
Call Wesley now for your timeshare exit kit. 800-979-3535. That's 800-979-3535. 800-979-3535.
You know what sets John Clace apart from other lenders? You're going direct, no middleman. That means low rates and low fees. John offers home loans of all kinds, lines of credit. He's also an expert with people that are self-employed, credit challenged, or just have a unique financial situation. If other lenders say no, John can often say yes. Call John 303-577-7206. 303-577-7206. John Clace, NMLS ID 271003. CMG Home Loans, NMLS ID 1820. Equal Housing Opportunity.
Done right, did right by me. We've heard those words before. Hi, Dan Chikini. For kitchens done right, our forte is custom kitchens. But also, ever since we started back in '85, kitchen cabinet refacing and custom countertops. With our unique refacing process, you'll get a brand new looking kitchen without the mess, hassle, time, and expense of total kitchen replacement. How's it done, Todd? Folks, we'll install custom hand-rubbed cabinet doors and door fronts and resurface your existing cabinet boxes with a 1/4-inch thick overlay to match, not veneer. We offer additional cabinets, cabinet changes, sliding shelves, and new drawers. Countertops in quartz, granite, solid surface, or the stunning new laminate. Dad, the folks should call now. Why? Well, Todd, great cash incentives or a special financing rate of 0% with 72 equal monthly payments with good credit. Call for details. Kitchens, baths, counters, and floors, finished basements, and windows and doors. Done right. We have our word for future right at it done right. DRHI.com or 800-362-8370. 800-362-8370.
Wayfinder Life-Changing Travel is back for Season 2. Join us as we explore breathtaking natural beauty and the layered history of destinations around the world.
One of the things that really struck me about my time in Alaska, there's just a more dramatic starkness where the water and the land meet. It really is just a magical landscape.
So come along as Season 2 takes off. Open your free iHeartRadio app, search Wayfinder, and listen now.
Talking about the news.
That is good news, certainly.
Denver's talk station. Wherever you go. Make 630 KHOW a preset.
That's a good thing.
On the free iHeartRadio app.
Hi, Tom Martino, your troubleshooter. Henry Bretz, did you fill up those 5 slots yet? Do you know?
We did. We got all 5 slots filled up, but we are still running that $99 gutter cleaning. So if anybody wants to get that done, we do have those available.
303-761-6400. 6400. Excel Roofing, folks. They don't take a cent until you're content. Okay, listen. Tom, I heard your personal injury attorney talk about MedPay and not to let the hospital use it. And we're not sure what he meant. Okay. Listen carefully, people. If you go to the hospital and you are in an accident, one of their financial people might come and ask you if you have MedPay insurance, because then they can charge you full rates and not take a discount. And it will exhaust your MedPay coverage immediately, right? Because it doesn't take long. Let's say you have $25,000 of MedPay. It will not take long. An MRI, an X-ray, a CT, anything, doctors, anything like that, medications, they want to charge your MedPay because they get paid immediately, 100%, no questions asked after an accident, because MedPay covers you and your passengers no matter whose fault it is. If you have health insurance, they would rather take MedPay than your health insurance. Here's why. Your health insurance has negotiated rates and will never pay them 100% of what they charge. And it takes a little longer to get paid. So if a hospital comes and asks you, do you have MedPay? You don't have to give them MedPay. You can say to them, I am using my health insurance. That is your option. They cannot make you use your MedPay. Now, why wouldn't you use your MedPay? Because your MedPay insurance can be paid out to you in other forms, but don't let them exhaust it with an emergency room visit after an accident. So if ever you're in an accident, you do not want to use MedPay for the hospital. You tell them you want to use your health insurance. Now, of course, if you don't have your health insurance, that's different. Okay, another important thing I want to bring up, since we do have Henry here and we've been talking about insurance. I was texted, believe it or not, even after all the warnings I give, that someone is insuring. Here's what they said. They're insuring their roof and their house for less than the real amounts. But here's the problem. First of all, your agent dropped the ball because they should know what your house is worth and what your roof will cost to replace. But if you're ever found, listen carefully, if you're found to have less insurance than you really should have been having on your house, they will not pay for the whole claim. Okay, let's say you only have 75% coverage. because you never reported an addition, or they don't know the real value, or your house, let's just say for one reason or another, you're getting away with a lower premium. And let's say the total adds up to about 75% of the value of your home. This can happen, by the way. And the reason it happens is because some insurance people drop the ball. But here's where it hurts you. If you are underinsured, most people say, well, it's not going to hurt me. What are the chances of me losing my entire house anyway? So, but 75% coverage will cover almost anything that goes wrong. It'll cover the roof. It'll cover any windows. It'll cover anything. But here's the problem. Let's say your roof is destroyed in a storm and they find out that you're underinsured. They will then undercover the roof. So if you're 75% insured, they're only going to pay 75% of the roof claim because you were 75% insured. If you were 50% insured, they're only going to pay 50% of the coverage. So you're not fooling anyone by having less coverage than you should have. I'm Tom Martino. Don't forget, gutter cleaning, $99, Excel Roofing, and save all your problems for me.
Follow
All right, buddy, you're clear.
See ya, bro.
Real Tom Martino.
See ya.